Welcome everybody to episode 85 of the ADV podcasts. Where is tennis star Peng Shuai? Well, she's certainly not just chilling at home having a latte, I'll tell you that.
What you're going to get from this episode and our coverage, as always, is not like some TMZ ass report about like where is said celebrity. There's a reason we're talking about it, and that's because it has serious implications with the Chinese government. And we're going to decode some of that for you because their cover-up would have been much better off if they hadn't done anything at all.
Yeah, so we're going to be covering that, but we've got a lot to cover on the show, as usual. So we're just going to jump right into it with what's new. And this is where we talk about what's new with China and China-related things. And we're actually going to start off with something to do with your favorite genre of movies, Marvel movies. Okay.
Should I explain to people why I don't like Marvel movies?
Sure, go ahead.
I just think...
He likes DC ones instead.
No, I don't.
I'm just joking.
Equally as bad. I couldn't tell you what... Can you tell me the difference between a Marvel movie and a DC movie, though?
Superman is DC.
Oh, okay. To me, DC is Diet Coke. So.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, big fan of diet sodas myself,
Okay.
and not so much. Anyway, I don't like those films because there's so many of them, and they're all about superheroes, which believe it or not, since I was a kid, I just never cared about superheroes. I just always thought it was kind of lame.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we all know
Everyone cares.
Yeah, Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Which we spoke about before. Actually, did very well in the box office. You saw it in the cinema, right?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't watch it, but I did. Okay, my meaning is
What?
I only watched it after we discovered this thing.
Oh yeah, I watched it right when it came out.
Yeah,
and then you watched it the other day.
Yeah, just to confirm, because people were starting to show screenshots from Shang-Chi. We're just going to show you a little clip because we don't want copyright. Yeah, so there's like a fight scene on a bus over here.
Okay.
And
I don't think we can get claimed for that. It was like 1 second.
Yeah, and the bus driver, who kind of looks like Morgan Freeman. Wouldn't you say?
He really does. He looks like a thinner Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, anyway, if you take a look at the number on his sleeve, it says, for those of you who can't see it, 8964.
We thought this was like fake news shit.
Yeah, we thought someone had just made this up, but it's actually true because I watched it on either Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever it was with my wife the other day. Surprising amount of Mandarin in the film, which was good.
Yeah, that was cool, refreshing, and it was correct.
Yeah, it was good.
Usually it's so bad, especially when they get like white people, or not, I should say white people, it's just non-Chinese people to speak Mandarin in old movies, and we're like, what are they saying?
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, it was good from that point of view. Anyway, it has a bunch of well-known stars in it, etc. Some Hong Kong movie stars and people you'll recognize. Anyway, the fact of the matter is the number on his sleeve there, 8964, for those of you who don't know, is the date of the Tiananmen Square massacre, 1989.
Correct. So this would have been very much deliberate. This is a banned number in China.
Yeah, June 4th.
This is how the 8964 is what typically people in China would use to remember Tiananmen Square, and then it would get banned off of the internet. So this is very much a call to Chinese dissidents.
Yeah, so I think what kind of happened here is, my speculation is they found out that China wasn't going to show it.
Right.
Okay, and they'll probably, well, screw you anyway, then we'll just put this in there.
Like slap on the...
This is kind of a little,
right.
like thumbing their nose at...
Slap on that patch.
CCP. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like...
They might have had one no patch version.
Yeah, it's possible. It could have been
post-patch.
It could have been edited in post. It does look a little unnatural, I'll be honest. That's why we thought it was fake.
Yeah, I mean, because I saw this picture of freeze frame of No Freckle Freeman, and I was like, that can't be real. And then we looked it up because I didn't remember it from the movie. Yeah. It's not like I was that eagle eye in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't like, let me see if there's any like weird Easter eggs here.
Yeah, but I mean, it was, as far as the superhero movies go, it's pretty okay. It's got some nice, I suppose, Chinese, mystical stuff going on there. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
It's not a huge Marvel dude.
Yeah. Anyway, the fact that there's cool martial arts and stuff in it.
Yeah, I'm just not interested.
Not into that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we can move on. We just wanted to point that out, that is actually real. That really is real. That really happened. Yeah. So it's kind of funny.
No, people. I think some people are confused. They're like, "Yeah, agreed. It doesn't really look right." No, it happened. It's real.
Yeah.
It's not fake news. Is what we're saying.
Well, I watched the movie again to double check, and I scrubbed through. It's in the actual movie that's on either Disney Plus or Netflix.
Some people are very confused as to like, oh, we're saying it's fake.
No, it's not fake. It's true. Yeah. We thought it was fake when the screenshots were going around, and then we looked it up, and it's actually true. Okay, now we've got something to talk about. You know, everybody, we all know our favorite song, that "You're the Miracle," starring all our favorites.
Janti and Ricochet.
Yeah, and
Dear
Ricochet.
Wang.
Yeah, all of that. So we got a couple of interesting things coming up.
We do.
Well, apparently, it looks like the Chinese government has realized that video is kind of a bit of a cringe failure, and they're going to be making a new one. So what you got this email? Maybe you can read it.
Well, no, our collaborative email address got
Okay.
it. I just wanted to spread the love, all right? I noticed it.
You noticed it. Yeah.
We got this email. We blanked it out just in case they didn't want us to show names. But it's from a university. I won't say which one.
Mm-hmm.
A very big university.
Big university in China, yeah.
And crap, I might say it in. Wait, no, it doesn't.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay. Oh well.
There's no names. There's no names.
Yeah, it's no
just
names.
it's the university. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
this is
it says it right there in Chinese. Not very good at your sense.
I was only trying to hide the people it was going to.
Yeah, that's good.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's all.
Okay, this is from a big university in Shanghai, and they're recruiting international students. I would like to think that they saw our critique of the first half-ass bullshit propaganda Beijing Olympic song. Anyway, they're recruiting people to do the next song. It's called a Winter Olympics theme song. It says, in order to facilitate the international production of the Winter Olympics, the university is now recruiting international students to sing the Winter Olympics theme song, Hope of Ice and Snow.
Isn't that like a Song of Ice and Fire?
Yeah.
Hope
Requirements.
of Ice and Snow.
Domestic international students. What is a domestic international student?
That means an international student who's there.
Yeah, it just sounds kind of weird.
It does, yeah.
With vocal skills and good camera sense. Both. See, that's what I didn't think anything of it first. Then I was like, wait a minute, why would they do a replacement song?
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, why would they now be asking for people that can actually sing and be on camera? Because it's exactly what we were criticizing the first time around.
Yeah.
So we may have had some influence on this.
Indeed.
And you guys are going to be able to see. Again, we're going to preempt this. It's pretty soon. What is it called? The Hope of Ice and Snow. We'll see that on YouTube probably quite soon.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll be right on it when it gets dropped. Just thought we'd let you know.
And for you international students that want to participate, we won't make fun of you too much.
Yeah, we understand.
Is you're a student. That's a different story than being like a shill.
Yeah. Yeah. Students, you're learning the language and the culture.
Yeah.
Whoops, you get co-opted into it. For those of you who have forgotten, we'll show you just a little bit of the Welcome
original,
to Beijing, the original. So let's do it.
Beijing, we're about to give it a go.
北京欢迎你。
Welcome to
Dear Wang,
Beijing.
Ricochet. Now, there's something very important. We'll go back to that.
Yeah,
but
we will.
We like these memes from the subreddit.
Yeah.
Go to our subreddit if you haven't. Reddit.com/r/ADVChina.
So
where is he here?
where is John T? Well, I'd say that he looks like he's at the
Great.
wall.
Yeah,
The Great Wall. Okay.
definitely. Yeah.
Let's see, where's John T next? Where is John T now?
It kind of looks like the
Great.
Barrier Reef.
So he's at the
sweet.
Great Barrier Reef over there.
Yeah.
And we got one more. Which period of China's history is Jonathan in? This is the
Great.
leap forward, or
Yeah.
like I like to call it, the great leap backwards.
These are great.
Yeah,
Shout
they
out
really
to,
are.
Great.
Yeah, sorry.
You
Yeah.
got me.
Yeah.
Shout out to ZhangGaoli. He was the one on the subreddit that put those together. Okay, if you go back because I put these out of order. Sorry,
Okay.
I screwed up the media pick.
Okay, let's.
Okay, so right there after John T.
Yeah,
right?
we got Ricochet.
and before him or after him. Can't
Is it
remember.
before? It's
let's
probably.
just play
Hang
it.
on.
北京欢迎你。
There's Dear. Okay, so remember Dear Wang.
Yeah.
She's the one of the Xinhua Global
Yes,
Link.
yes.
Xinhua's mouthpieces.
Mm-hmm.
And she does Dear Show,
Yeah.
which is that propaganda show where she blames America for like COVID and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Anyway, she's here, and then she's followed by Ricochet,
Welcome to Beijing.
who's that
Yeah.
guy that made that Ba Bei. Like he tried to make.
A Chinese.
People
Hello
gave me
Kitty.
a lot of shit that I focused too much on that. I just thought it was funny.
Sure.
I don't know why people are defending this so much. This is a piece of shit, horrible logo.
Yeah.
But anyway, no shame on him.
Not to him.
No
He
shame.
thought it was
He thought
awesome.
it was amazing. It's gonna take over the world. But anyway,
Yeah.
remember he made that fake website with all those fake it's
Yeah.
spreading around the world.
Yep.
And like soccer stars and stuff
Exactly.
getting tattooed. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we found out that because of this song,
Mm-hmm.
Global Link or Xinhua actually capitalized on it, and he's got a YouTube channel
Yes.
where he posted. Well, he tries to make it look like he posts his normal content, but actually it's
Look, this
state
is
media.
a tried and true technique. Let's just first show you a little
Yeah.
bit of what we've discovered, okay? Because it's kind of important here. All right. All right, we're going to start here. Let's just watch
This is brand new.
Let's watch
Just
it very
broke.
quickly.
Welcome to another episode of Show Me China. You know, I've been living in China for so many years, and
Rick, for so many years.
Yeah.
But do you know about the younger generation in China?
Dear
like
Wei.
what kind of apps we use?
I don't know her. Miranda Gao.
啊，不要看，不要看。
what kind of car we
It's a great show.
Like what clothes we wear.
哇，你这个好暖和。在哪儿买的？网购的啊。
Nice.
给我个链接。
I don't know
早
what's
就
going
断
on.
货了。
The best is yet to
To know
come.
more about this, just buy this.
It sounds like you guys sleep with your phones.
You don't
Oh,
even
you
know
just
what
missed
you've
something
missed.
very key.
What kind of app do you use?
What's that?
I saw a frame in there that would imply that it's actually state media.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Let's go
Right
back.
there. They forgot to cut this
They
out.
forgot to take the the watermark. See the global link, which means it's Xinhua. Because the guy's released this on his own personal YouTube channel, a so-called, and we've seen it with Li Jingjing, we've seen it with all these other state media reporters, is this video is on state media,
Yeah.
okay? But then they make these guys pretend that they're going to have their own personal little
Yeah.
YouTube channels, and then they repost the same videos
Yeah.
without watermarks and stuff.
Right.
But look, they missed one watermark. So it says global link, which is Xinhua News.
So they make clean. They're called clean cuts. We actually saw that in those leaked emails.
Yeah.
Can you provide us with a clean version? Clean
Yes.
version meaning there's no watermarks and stuff. And they forgot to take this out.
Anyway, take a quick close look at Dear Wang's face. Okay, Dear Wang, sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's take a look at Dear Wang's face.
With your phones.
You don't even know what you've missed. What kind of app do you use?
Oh my gosh, she must have a condition.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
For those of you who don't know what's going on here, that's a face filter.
Yeah.
Why are they using a face filter for this kind
Some
of thing?
people saw it in the chat before we even
Oh, really?
pointed it out.
Okay, because like if you see her face immediately goes from quite slim to much fatter.
Sure.
Well, I mean,
wouldn't
it's
call
not
it
fat, but I
would
mean,
say normal.
yeah. What?
She looks fine.
Yeah, it's just slim's kind of the opposite of
There's
slim
no-
is fat. That's not what I
Yeah,
really meant.
yeah.
It just, those filters, what they do is they kind of like slim down the jawline.
But they
'cause-
go ape
yeah,
with them.
yeah, usually. This one's not so
No.
so crazy, but it's just like a mild filter that they use. So just watch her face again.
What kind of app do you use?
Oh, you see, it's very quick. See, her whole face changes size and shape.
The problem I have with this, she looks totally normal until
Yeah.
you make that change, by the way. She
Yeah.
doesn't need to do that. Number
No, of
two,
course.
the funny thing about this is that in a professional TV show, you don't use cell phone face filters.
The most.
No, you don't.
Anyway.
It's just kind of a forced look. I mean, again, we don't want to be poking fun at people. That's not the point of the show. But it's just ridiculous that they
it's so lazy.
select this particular man to be a host. I'm just
I use WeChat only.
WeChat only? You're so disconnected.
Woo!
Oh my god.
I have to just point this out, okay? Foreigners are there to be made fun of. They're a buffoon.
Yes,
it's like
yes.
a jester type
Yep,
position, and
yep.
it's kind of insulting, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like a minstrel. This guy's basically a minstrel, and so they make fun of him. Oh, you suck! And it's like, woo, woo. Let's just play the little.
To be
clip
fair,
again.
I bet there's a few simps here in this chat that would love to be made fun of by Dear Wang.
Probably.
You're so disconnected.
I worship at the Church of Dear Wang.
Stop.
She's
Anyway.
been mesmerizing
Oops.
in a way.
What? That her face changes? She's
No.
a shapeshifter?
Something about her voice.
Okay. But look, we went in a bit of a deep dive. I'm sorry we're getting off track here. Remember our main focus is the tennis star
Let's
that's gone
come
missing.
in.
We'll
We have
get there.
sections.
Yeah, okay. We're still in what's new. But because of all this weird new propaganda that's being put out, we came across something quite interesting. Maybe you want to explain what's going on here.
So we have an inside contact,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully we can go public with this eventually. But he's really dismembering Chinese propaganda, I can say, and showing where it's coming from.
Sure.
And what we found out, this is one little detail, but we found out that there are some things called amplifiers.
Yeah, sure.
And amplifiers are when a state media has smaller little tendrils that go out and pump out little bits, maybe re-edited clips, maybe different segments to boost its actual state media thing. And the reason is is that if you go on CGTN, which is China's state media, right?
Yeah.
This is from the propaganda department. This is not CNN. This is not Fox.
No.
This is China's literal, if you can imagine an arm of propaganda, it's up here, right?
Yeah, it's at the top.
It's at the top. So what you have is these tendrils that come down. And the reason that they have those is because CGTN, if you go on YouTube or if you go on Twitter, it'll say Chinese state affiliated media, or it will say this channel is paid for in part or in whole by the Chinese government.
Yes.
China doesn't like that.
Yeah.
They want to be able to spread propaganda. Because if people see that, imagine if you're some American Joe Schmo and you're like, oh, wait, this is Chinese state media. Of course this is going to be bullshit, right?
Exactly.
So what they do is they get these amplifiers and they get these smaller channels out there to go and post the same stuff.
Yes.
But they don't get that tag because they're smaller.
Just like
they
what we've
fly
seen
under the
with,
radar.
with Ricochet over there.
Ricochet, you have people like he's harmless in comparison, but a lot of the shills, what they'll do is that the shills paid for by the Chinese government, they'll post the same stuff that's on CGTN or vice versa. And then they can avoid that tag because they're just some vlogger, right? So here we found out an amplifier called T-House.
T-House, yeah.
So T-House is actually an amplifier for CGTN.
Yeah.
It's been proven.
Yeah, it is.
But
Man, did we find some cringe stuff
so,
in there.
guys, if you ever think we're going to run out of hilarious bullshit shills to make fun of, there's new one. It's both alarming and also hilarious, but there's new ones popping up every day. And Winston found the most delicious. This is incredible.
If you grew up in the 90s or you know about the 90s, this is going to tickle your fancy.
So this
Take a
is
look.
T-House. This is state media.
We're going to show you a little clip they did on a little. Okay, this is a little bit of backstory. This is a little older, maybe a couple of months, but this is all about the Hong Kong thing, right?
Right.
And Hong Kong freedom and all that. So what they did is they've gone and hired a British guy in England to go and talk about, like, basically England's bad, China's good. Let's take a look. It's kind of ridiculous.
Lies, deception, interference. It was an age of shame and intimidation.
Hold on, can we stop it?
Sure.
Go back to that original thing.
What, the lies, deception?
No, the whole thing. The design language of this.
Yeah, I mean...
So this is T-House. This is them trying to be like, make CGTN look cool, right?
Yeah.
That is so
that.
93.
Yeah, it looks like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, I love
Lie.
it. It's nostalgic.
But-
this guy's Chinese shirt.
Yeah, he's got one of those Chinese shirts.
He's in the UK.
Yeah. Let's just take
Yeah,
a look
let's
at some
do-
of these cuts. They're amazing.
They're
and this
so
is
good.
This is Chinese state media, guys.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is what they do.
Lies, deception, interference. It was an age of shame and intimidation.
I too am a hip young man.
Isn't the Hong Kong hypocrisy over? Apparently not. Before they can take their seat or receive their wages. Come to think of
Where you
it,
go, man? What is this shit? It's not even on a gimbal either. It's all shaky and
Yeah.
it's like a music video from
Yeah,
the
it is.
90s.
But and they got like
before
the
they
side
can
shots.
take their seat
It
or
gets
receive
better.
their wages. Come to think of it, that's why you don't see Northern Ireland's Sinn Féin in the Houses of Parliament. They, of course, would never bow to the Queen. Anyway,
I put this in for reference. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
this
got
is the
design
same.
on it.
It's the same design language.
Absolutely.
whilst condemning a similar one in China, that's hypocrisy.
Okay, we got to see that again.
Did it cut? It went black and white, Dutch tilt,
Yeah.
and then swooped into him turning his head.
Yeah, so it's like a orchestrated turnaround.
Condemning a
Take
similar
look.
one in China, that's hypocrisy, right? Actually, the word
Anyone who knows
hypocrisy
anything about
doesn't
editing
even
or
come
whatever
I
close.
will
mean,
know
maybe
just
this
how-
is a
The
little
UK stole Hong
self-indulgent
Kong
for
from
us,
China
but-
by force.
This is
a
just-
horse inside the Chinese gates. They want to influence the laws that should be applied to divide it. So no, Dominic,
What is this?
I don't
Rob,
know.
this is
Do
not
you
the
think? I want to ask you a
Yeah,
question.
yeah, sure.
Because we're both producers.
Sure.
Do you think he came up with this, or do you think the CGTN staff in the UK made him do all this stuff?
Well, he's obviously got a cameraman, so there must be some direction to it, you know. So
Do you
they-
think? But do you think Chinese state media came up with these angles?
I don't think that he's gonna just be like, "I'm gonna turn," and then you
Right.
film me. I think they're like, "All right, turn to the
Sure.
camera." So you know what I mean.
It's a step by Beijing to hollow
guy's
out
awesome.
space for democratic debate in Hong Kong. Their new measures for lawmakers are no different to the ones in place in the UK. It's the British government and that building there, not China, that needs to apologise over Hong Kong.
Do you? Oh, I have another question for you. Do you think this is his opinion, or do you think he's just like a?
Maybe he could be a tanky or something. But look, at the end of the
Suppose.
day, this is what China is doing. It's hiring people in other countries to go and talk about how bad their governments are and how good China is. See how this propaganda proliferates. It's ridiculous, right? And then this ends up on like Chinese state media. And to me, that's just wrong. Okay? I think that's just...
Yeah,
it's
of
just
course.
wrong. It shouldn't be allowed.
No, of course. Yeah, like why is the Chinese state standing in front of a parliament building in the UK shitting on Hong Kong protesters demanding an apology from England
I know.
to China? How imagine me and you go to frickin' Wang Fujing or like anywhere in Beijing and stand in front of some sort of government building.
Yeah.
Or like the Forbidden King. No, actually in
Not
front
even
of
us. No.
Zhongnanhai.
How about we
hire
just
someone?
how we just hire some Chinese person in China?
We have a media company.
Sure.
Let's go hire someone.
Hire someone to go stand in front of Tiananmen Square and say, "This man Mao murdered many people. It's in what. Imagine we did that. That would never be allowed. That person be arrested and disappeared straight away.
No, of course.
You know what I mean?
I'm not saying that should be in Western countries have freedom of speech, and that's what's great.
Yeah.
But why are authoritarian governments allowed to take advantage of that?
Yeah, and then make this cringe
That's what I was gonna
90s
say.
looking thing.
The worst crime here is not the bullshit coming out of his mouth. It's that is literally a 1993 like skateboard video.
Yeah, I know. I just love this.
So
I
no,
like if you go back, I like the black and white Dutch tilt.
Oh, that
and then
one, yeah.
into the.
Oh yeah, it was after.
Yeah.
By the way, I put in that little Command and Conquer clip for those of you who are wondering, just to
show.
give reference, because that's the feel I got from this video. Great game,
whilst
by the way.
condemning a similar one in China,
Yeah, this one.
that's the
It's so good.
It is. It's really,
it's
really,
so
really
good.
hilarious.
Love these.
Anyway, all this ridiculous cringe propaganda aside, it's time for us to take a couple of super chats so we can hit the actual topic of this
Hey,
video.
What's new is what's new.
Of course. I mean, I love talking about this cringe stuff.
It's my favorite, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we've done the dessert first. Just joking.
Yep.
We have Cavatolos Ainos. Thank you very much. Kathleen Morrison. Stay awesome. Charles
Thank you.
Womack. You guys are truly old heads on young shoulders. Seriously, you're not bad eggs, as the shills will say.
Thank you.
Is that a compliment, Charles?
Really appreciate
Old
it.
heads?
No, it's
Suppose.
good. Yeah, I like it.
I know. Thank you very much, Charles. Power Shift. Millions of corgis were beaten to death with tennis rackets this week when the CCP suspected the dogs brought the owners of feelings of happiness.
There we go.
If you guys don't know, some
That was a big
Chinese
thing in the
government
news.
staff, killed a pet corgi on camera because of virus prevention or something.
Well, the whole thing is they were quarantining the building and disinfecting the building. And so the owner had been stuck in quarantine, wasn't allowed to leave. He pleaded with them, don't do anything to my dog. And they said that your dog will be fine. And then they sent the people in and they disinfected his apartment. But part of disinfecting the apartment included clubbing or bludgeoning the pet corgi to death with a crowbar.
It's one of those things where it happens so often. Remember when they had the dog culling campaign?
Yeah, and they
There was,
killed
like,
people's pets on the streets.
thousands. But the thing is, this one dog gets so much attention. But that's fine because it does bring awareness.
Yeah, I
right?
think it's also, for me, it's not shocking at all.
No.
And it's kind of petty that the Western media picked up on this one particular thing.
Because it's so rampant.
Because of all the human rights atrocities.
With the people,
and-
human beings.
Yeah, the terrible things that go on in China. They make a big stink out of a corgi getting clubbed to death.
What
But
happens
you know
to
what?
actually born children?
Yes.
We've seen
Yeah.
what happens.
You know, the fact of the matter is, I'm still glad that it made the press.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. Not going to argue with
No,
that.
it's good because people need to see that we're dealing with
Sure.
a very unreasonable government here that actually doesn't care about feelings and people and
there's-
human rights and animal rights. And
There's
things
there's a certain subset of people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't want to call them drones or sheep or whatever, but they need like a cute fluffy animal to get beaten. They're not going to pay attention to mass atrocity.
Sure.
You know, never mind the concentration camps in Xinjiang, but a dog gets beaten and they're like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But
good.
I'm saying if that's what it takes
Yeah.
for them to look into what the Chinese government does, then
Yeah.
so be it.
Yeah, exactly.
Please, Griffin says, petition to add John Cena. My brain goes to saying
Bing
John
Chiling?
Cena now.
Yeah.
John Cena Bing Chiling to the soundboard. I feel like that's overdone.
Yeah, we could think about it. We could think about it.
We're more of a niche. We're kind of
Yeah.
hipsters with this
That's-
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
true,
Like
true.
shill hipsters.
Yeah. maybe.
Anyway, we'll
We'll continue.
Continue.
Now, speaking of the corgi thing, let's go into our main thing. Okay, Soft Power Hour. This is where we talk about how the Chinese government is trying to change your mind and all the sort of insidious things they do. Just how a corgi can bring awareness to the bad things the Chinese government is doing, so can an athlete or a sports star.
I feel like you've become like a Segway boy over here.
No, I'm
you've
being
been
serious.
like prepping Segways.
No, it's just came
It's
to me
good.
right now.
I'm proud of you.
So the fact of the matter is, people are now caring about the fact that people can just disappear in
a
China
good
all of
point.
a sudden. And you know
All
what?
of a sudden.
We hear about it when human rights lawyers disappear, when
Yep.
citizen journalists disappear, when frickin' Canadian citizens and whoever else disappear.
Yeah.
But it takes a tennis star to actually start to raise awareness, which again is good. I'm not saying it's bad.
There's negative aspects to that, because a lot of the stuff that we cover from a very much a human rights activism thing, and we get attacked all the time. I'm not saying we're the victims. I'm saying we'll cover things that don't get super big media attention. Then we get attacked for it, but it doesn't make huge mainstream news. And then
Sure.
it takes like a massive celebrity or athlete. And it's just like that's the nature of the beast.
So you give a quick backstory or elevator speech on this.
Yeah, so this guy, I'll explain who he is first. This is Zhang Gaoli. Zhang Gaoli is the former vice premier of China, very high position.
Yes.
Now, what you have to understand very quickly is that the CCP is divided into two main factions. One faction is called the Shanghai Clique. The Shanghai Clique are the pro-capitalism, unfettered capitalism, very corrupt, that kind of stuff. They're both corrupt. Under the rule of Jiang Zemin. He's the zombie-looking frog
Yeah,
guy.
he looks like a frog. You'll see him.
Yeah. So they were very much the lesser of two evils, I'm going to say, because they were very much like, let's do whatever. We'll maintain power in the CCP, but we'll kind of like let people open business and do whatever the hell they want, right?
Sure, kind of like the way China was going until
Yeah.
Xi Jinping took over.
Very evil, horrible regime, less evil than the current regime.
Sure.
So this dude was the vice premier, very, very high up in the ranks. Now that makes him opposed to the other clique. When I said there's two cliques, the other clique is the Xi Jinping clique.
Yeah.
The Xi Jinping clique is more of a Maoist, like let's use the old sort of, authoritarian rule way to rule the country. Let's give the state more rights and more power over companies and businesses. Let's take away those rights and freedoms from the people, because that's the only way to maintain control if anything bad happens, right? So those two different ideologies, they're very much against each other. And it's not what you hear about, because the CCP is just a CCP, right?
Right.
Now, unfortunately, for anyone related to the Jiang Zemin clique, the Shanghai clique, that are still in the CCP, they tend to, they're trying to get weeded out by
Of course,
the
Xi Jinping's trying to
consolidate.
It's basically trying to shut them all down because they stand in the way of absolute power.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's what he wants. So
anyway,
he was accused of.
Let me get into that. So we go to the next slide here.
All right.
We'll bring in our next person here. So this is Peng Shuai. Peng Shuai is one of the most famous female tennis players in China.
She certainly didn't Peng Dao Shuai Ge, that's for sure.
That's for gosh
you know what I mean?
darn sure.
Shuai, by the way, not her name, but Shuai means handsome in Chinese.
And he just said that she didn't run into a handsome guy because this guy's literally a ghoul.
Looks like a ghoul. Dress up like him as Halloween.
I mean, to be honest,
Halloween.
if he put on a Halloween costume, it would be an improvement. Like, he quite literally looks like a ghoul.
Anyway, enough about that.
Anyway, this
attacking
ghoul
the way
dude, we'll
people
call him
look.
Ghoul.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, ghoul.
dude, he's a bad man.
He's a disgusting man.
So anyway, she goes on Weibo, right? Weibo is Chinese Twitter. Goes on there, and this is unprecedented.
Yeah.
By the way, let this be like a little TLDR for you to catch up on this whole situation.
Yeah.
No one goes on Weibo to post allegations of top CCP officials. No. That's why it was such a big deal, and that's why I covered it when it broke.
Also, another little tidbit is you can't actually post the name of government officials on Weibo
Correct.
because they're all
Certain
censored.
government officials, yeah.
But of course, if you're part of Xi Jinping Winnie the Pooh's camp, your name's not allowed to be typed. But if you type the other side's camp, they
isn't that
tend
interesting?
to
Kind of
be allowed,
interesting,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it is.
So she puts out this massive thing and talks about how she accuses him of doing bad things to her, right?
By the way, news around the world. It's Xi Jinping.
Yes, thank you.
Not Xi. It's Xi.
If I hear Xi again.
Like, preferred pronoun she, her, she.
Pretty easy, right?
She. S-H-E.
You probably say
like
the
that.
word she every day.
Yeah, so use it she, not Xi. I hear
The
that a lot.
Xi,
People
and-
are like, there's no ZH in there. It's X. XI is Xi, or Xi Huan, okay? Xi Jinping. She. Okay, just wanted to put it up.
No, I remember I used to play Tekken 3, and my friend was like, always wanted to play the Chinese girl character. Her name was Xiao Yu.
Yeah.
And he was like, Exao Yu.
Yeah.
And like Tomb Raider 2, one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
I simped for that game so hard. Play on my classic Mac. But anyway, I used to call it the dagger of Xian because I didn't know, but now I know.
Xi'an.
Now
Anyway,
I
just
know.
wanted to say it's
Yeah.
Xi.
Anyway, we got stuck on Xi. Look at Xi Jinping. He's tearing away the Jiang faction
Yeah,
from us.
exactly.
So anyway, long story short, she accused him of all this kind of shit. Now, it's important because she had an affair, or he had an affair with her and kept it under wraps,
Yeah.
and then forced things that we're going to get us demonetized if we talk about on her
Yeah.
later on. So
Yeah.
it was a huge thing. It was scrubbed from the internet, blah, blah, blah. Internet goes wild. Chinese internet starts going crazy because you have to understand this isn't like a pop culture place. You can't throw stuff like that out there.
No.
Like every day you can turn on the news, Hunter Biden this, Trump that, all kinds of stuff. And everyone related to them.
Yeah.
Epstein this, whatever, right? This is not allowed.
Not in China. China's not like that. Yeah.
No, it's not like that. So everyone is going crazy. They're like, how? I can't believe this is put out.
Yeah.
Long story short.
Well, it got scrubbed very quickly. It was
scrubbed.
up for like half an hour.
Yeah. So long story short, nobody hears from her. She disappears, right?
Completely
Disappears. And then people start asking questions.
Like, where
so
is she?
China's got to respond, right? China's got to start responding. So let's go look here.
No, it's been a long time. What has it been? Like,
A while. It's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I covered it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks that she's been missing.
Sure.
So you know,
CGTN puts
you know,
this up.
you know why CGTN put this up? Because the World Tennis Association, by the way, has the biggest DAZAX. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
for sure.
The biggest DAZAX of all these sporting organizations, because every other sporting organization like the NBA, etc., that have dealt with China, immediately just crumble whenever they're challenged. Okay, the World Tennis Organization or Association, sorry, they are standing up to China, and they are definitely the bravest and best sporting organization in the world, and I'm fully behind them right now because
Yes,
they
agreed.
have not crumbled at all.
No.
So they actually asked, like sent out an open letter, where is Peng Shuai?
Yeah.
They're very concerned, and even to the point now where they're saying, if we don't get proof of where Peng Shuai is and that she's okay, we will not host or allow any tennis
Dude.
like
Such a
things to happen in
big
China.
DAZAK move.
Yeah, it is. They're basically saying we will not allow any World Tennis Association games to happen in China, and we will not allow that unless we find out that she's safe. So what happens? Explain what this CGTN. This is like 2 or 3 days ago.
So
released
this shocked me. Apparently, a lot of other eagle eyes caught onto this, but I saw this. So anyway, this pops up. Well, actually, someone sent me. They're like, CGTN actually got a letter from Peng Shuai because they're following up on my video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, let's see what this is, right?
Yeah.
So it looks normal. It says this is CGTN. This is Chinese state media. They said Chinese tennis star Peng Shuai has sent an email to Steve Simon, the WTA, World Tennis Association, Women's Tennis Association, and CEO. CGTN has learned. This email reads. So go to the next slide. You might see something a little interesting.
Well, yeah, before we even continue, for those of you who have ever had any doubt that CGTN is not official state media, they are the channel that released this to the world,
Yes.
okay? CGTN is the English language propaganda arm of the Chinese state media.
Right.
And you see all these shills, and like we uncovered in our recent video, that have been paid to go on CGTN and so on, or to have their materials used on CGTN. This is Chinese state
It's the Chinese government. Yeah.
propaganda.
It's not a company.
No.
It's the Chinese government.
It's the Chinese government. So they are the ones now supposedly releasing this letter. So on the third line, you can see a little something strange.
On the third line of legend.
Yeah, whenever. There we go.
There we go.
So it says, first I'm going to read you a bit of this email. It says, hello everyone, this is Peng Shuai. Okay. Regarding the recent news released on the official website of the World Tennis Association.
Women's tennis.
Oh, sorry, women's tennis. Why did I say world
Organization.
Tennis?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why is it called WTA?
I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, the W. I'm just
Yeah.
going to say
Yeah,
WTA.
WTA.
You know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
out there. Okay.
No, it is association. But it's women's.
Okay, women's tennis again got the biggest balls out of every
Yeah.
single. Like the NBA, they ain't got no balls.
No.
Okay, so the official website of the WTA. The content has not been confirmed or verified by myself, and it was released without my consent.
She's talking about the Weibo post
Yeah.
where she said there was sexual allegations.
Exactly. The news in that release, including the allegation of sexual assault, is not true. I am not missing, nor am I unsafe.
This is so creepy to
I've just
read.
been resting at home, and everything is fine. Thank you again for caring about me. If the WTA publishes any more news about me, please verify it with me and release it with my consent. As a professional tennis player, I thank you all for your companionship and consideration. I hope to promote Chinese tennis with you all if I have the chance in the future. If. Because isn't that a bit of a slip up over there?
Oops.
Yeah. If I have the chance, because you probably don't, right?
That's horrifying.
Yeah. Okay, so then it's like, I hope Chinese tennis will become better and better. Once again, thank you for your consideration.
This is like creepypasta.
Yeah.
It's super creepy.
Yeah. I mean, who says that? Hello, everyone. Everything's fine. I'm totally okay. I'm resting. Look, honestly, if it was something like someone had hacked her account or something nonsense like that, that would be what she said.
Yeah. Someone hacked my account.
And you know what? She wouldn't wait 3 weeks.
No.
And be completely silent and have her Weibo completely scrubbed of everything recent.
Wait till you see what it looks like now. I
Yeah.
put it in the media pack.
But now the most important thing, for those of you who can't see it, is the third line down, right where it says myself and it was released. In the and, in between the A and the N is a cursor. Now you only have a cursor like that when you're editing.
This is a Microsoft Word cursor, by the way.
Exactly. It's a Word cursor.
And this font is commonly used with Microsoft Word.
Yeah, so there we go.
Calibri, I believe.
So what they've done is they've basically taken a screenshot of a document that they wrote in
Themselves.
Microsoft Word, and they left the cursor in there, so it's not even a sent email because you don't get that cursor in a sent email. If this was an email...
You can't edit an email that was sent to you with a cursor.
No, not like this. No, you can't. So in other words,
Why
it's
would they be
fabricated.
so sloppy?
Well, they're sloppy, and that's why they send us the wrong emails, which are supposed to be for their shill propagandist YouTubers, you know?
More on that later.
Yeah, a little bit more on that later. Anyway, I just thought it was kind of hilarious that they would try to pull this off as being legit. So they send out this, like, nothing to see here, everything's fine. But the World Tennis, or Women's Tennis Association, didn't buy it. And they were like, they don't believe that this is true. They want real proof. So what happens a couple days later? I think it was a day later or 2 days later.
This is just the cursor that I put up on Twitter.
Yep.
This is from their tweet, by the way. I took these screenshots from their own tweets.
Yeah. So now what do we get? Chinese.
This is even worse.
Yeah. So Chinese state-affiliated media, what's his name? Peng Shuai.
Also from CGTN.
Yeah, so he also works for the same CGTN that put out that fabricated email, with allegedly fabricated. I'd say it's, I can call it fabricated. I'm just going to call it fabricated. It looks like shit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so what does he put out? He says, Peng Shuai's WeChat moments just posted three...
WeChat moments it's like a Facebook check-in, basically. It's like you share photos with all your friends.
Well, yeah, it's
a social media app.
How would you explain it? Like, yeah, it's kind of like
messaging app.
It's kind of like Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, your moments is your social part where you can just post like, oh, I ate a cake and take a photo of it.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, like, oh, look at these noodles are great, or look, oh, I'm standing at the beach. You know, that kind of crap that people like to post about themselves because everyone cares apparently.
Correct.
So now the thing is, Peng Shuai. I'm going to read out this tweet. Peng Shuai's WeChat moments just posted 3 latest photos and said, "Happy weekend." Her friend shared the 3 photos and the screenshots of Peng's WeChat moments.
So let's play devil's advocate here, right?
Okay.
Actually, not devil's advocate. Let's pretend like we are state media in China.
Yeah.
So this guy's clearly been told, this Peng Shuai guy's been told, hey, go out there and post this shit, right? If I was the Chinese government, I would let this leak out organically. I would have a normal person's account post something like this. Not CGTN, state media, again!
It's kind of like, oh, my friend told me.
Yeah, but my friend told me is the Chinese government. And label this such.
Yeah. So, okay, now let's look at these so-called pictures that have been sent. Now, you can see there's one kind of funny. I don't know if you guys can notice, but there's actually Winnie the Pooh.
Now, we're not conspiracy guys, right? But think what you want.
Yeah.
These like I am totally fine pictures is her standing in front of a picture of her and Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
That's a little weird. I wonder if that's like a dog whistle. Maybe, you know, if she's under house arrest.
Yeah.
If these are recent photos, because they could, we don't know. Yeah. We don't know. Maybe that is her way of saying, hey, you know, I'm being held hostage type thing. Now, here's the thing. The friend who shared the Weibo pictures, WeChat moment pictures, their icon is the Chinese national flag, which is kind of weird. So is her friend the Chinese government? Or either way, is obviously a zealot, you know, like ultra-nationalist or something.
Yes. I mean...
There are 3 pictures. One of her with a cat, all in the same room. One of her with a cat, one of her sitting down. She's got a bunch of stuffed toys in the background, and one of her with a Kung Fu Panda stuffed toy with the Winnie the Pooh picture in the background. These 3 pictures, now they could have been from anywhere. Now, the most telling is when you look at the last picture that was sent, because this is proof that this was her WeChat, her WeChat moments, okay? Do you have a blown up version of that, do you?
I hope so.
I hope so too. 'Cause that's the whole point.
Sorry, I gotta... Someone's spamming... press M for the McRib.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You didn't give us a blown up version of the most important picture. The most important picture.
Sorry.
The most important
You
one.
sure? Did you go to the next photo?
Yes, I did.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway,
we'll explain it.
The most
you can find
important
this anywhere.
picture, okay, which is the one down at the bottom, is a picture. You can kind of see it in there. It's that tiny little thing at the bottom there. It's a picture of Peng Shuai's so-called WeChat moments, okay, where these pictures come from. First of all, there's no other content there except for these 3 pictures. There's nothing else there, okay? On top of that, it's called Peng Shuai 2.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's kind of like if I had my own WeChat thing called Winston, but then I post on something called Winston 2 because the original one was taken. So it's probably just a crappy fake account that's been made.
Unless they, her WeChat got banned because of all these allegations and she made a second one. I'm
devil's
just
advocate.
saying 0.5%.
Her avatar is like a picture of a little clam or something like that. It's not even a picture of her. Okay? It's too suspect, it's too sus if you look at all of this. 3 pictures out of nowhere of her in a room hugging a cat and so on. And it's from an account that has no other pictures on it, and basically has, it's called Peng Shuai 2.
Yeah.
And it's not her directly. I mean, it's someone else sharing these pictures,
Right.
And then state media is sharing the screenshots that someone else is sharing these pictures. It's so convoluted and weird.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be just so much easier to get her to come on camera?
Very simple. Very simple. And we've had the same situation, remember, with Huang Yanling, that whole thing? She still hasn't appeared. Mm-hmm. They've had state media go so many times, she's fine, she's alive, she's working on this, here's this. Just show her then.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. This is a world tennis star.
I'll make another point. A lot of people made this point. Any star around the world that wants to go do some interviews or something like this, right, can leave their country to go do an interview. Sure. For example, if I'm an American and let's say there's an allegation happening about me where the UK news is covering it, I can get on a plane right now from the US, fly to the UK, and go on the media and talk about it.
Sure.
China is one of the only countries in the world where you will be silenced, muzzled, and you can't do shit. You have to wait for state media to make shit up about you.
Yeah.
You can't leave.
She could directly email people. She could directly do
Send
Zoom
video
calls.
calls.
She could do Skype interviews. She could do anything. If it was a misunderstanding and it was a faked, forged post, supposedly, surely she'd be out there defending herself, saying my account was hacked. This is not true. That kind of thing.
Very simple. But instead, China does these things that always makes it look so much worse.
Yeah,
it's
so
like
she
I
goes-
too am a young man that enjoys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she goes silent for 3 weeks, completely shut down. Her social media basically gets scrubbed of anything. Another very interesting thing is if you look at her Weibo, by the way, I'll get us out of there for a second. Because her Weibo is still up, but all of the posts regarding the scandal, of course, the post was taken down.
And
a
others.
bunch of other stuff was scrubbed too. She was following, because, okay, let's be fair. If you're a famous person, you're going to get a lot of people following you. You're not going to really follow a lot of people yourself.
No.
Okay, usually not. If you look at like famous stars, they only follow a couple people. So she was following. It's kind of like Twitter, She was following 196 people. It was about a week ago.
Right.
As of today, she's only following 10.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit suspect.
They scrubbed people that she's following.
Well, either that or she just... I mean, why would you go and suddenly unfollow everyone?
She doesn't have access to her Weibo anymore.
No, of course not.
Qing Dynasty, a user here, says, this is what I would tend to agree with. Maybe they found photos on some camera offline and added it online.
Yeah.
I would say that these photos that they're using for proof are photos that she hadn't posted publicly before.
Sure.
Because they have access to everything she's ever done. This is China. It's not a
Remember
Western
that the
country.
first thing that they do, and this we know this for sure because we actually know foreigners who've been detained and stuff, is they take your phone and they... there's a couple of things they do, but they get the police can get full access to your WeChat.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything you've ever done.
Exactly. They put your SIM card into some kind of machine.
They do. They do that at the border.
Yeah, they do. They can get hold of all your contacts. They can get a hold of your WeChat. Because don't forget, WeChat, don't fool yourself to think that it's on your phone. Okay.
No.
Yeah, you've got all the photos and stuff that you've downloaded and all the photos that you've sent and stuff. You think that's got to do with your phone. It's got nothing to do with your phone. All of the pictures, all the voice messages, everything is stored on servers. That's how it works, right?
And the Chinese
Just think
government
about
has
it.
access to everything.
I don't want to make out as if people are idiots out there, but just take, for example, you've got two things here, right? Okay, two phones.
Yeah.
I send you a voice message from this phone to this phone. It doesn't go from this phone to this phone. It goes from my phone to the server in the middle.
Yeah.
And then this phone reads it from the server.
Right.
Okay, that's when you click on that voice message, you notice it has to download to your phone first before
Right.
you can listen to it.
Correct.
Or the image. It's coming from the server. It's not coming from the other person's phone. So all the information is right there. The Chinese government, by law, must have access, if they want access, to any service, especially WeChat, which is owned by Tencent, from a Chinese company. That's why it's so dangerous when companies like Apple agree to store iCloud data and stuff in China, because that means that the Chinese government can't have
They will
access
not
to that.
abide by those
No.
laws. You understand how often
Yeah.
China lies about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so basically, if they wanted to go through all of her WeChat Moments posts, all of her sort of iCloud data equivalent, the Chinese
They can.
iCloud data stuff for all these other things, they can get hold of any picture, any
Yeah.
voice message that they want.
The internet's a series of tubes,
Yeah,
if you think about
sure.
it.
But
for sure.
in this case, it's more like a pool.
Yeah.
Someone's spitting in it and someone's drinking from it.
That's usually how pools work.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
yeah.
Anyway, the fact of the matter is that they could have got those pictures from anywhere.
Yes.
So, it's one of those things. The only way that there's ever going to be proof is if she comes out on camera live and answers questions. Because they could also make a forced confession where she has to say things.
That's what our friend Lola Farley made a parody of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go err on that side. By the way, a lot of people are like, "Oh, don't be conspiracy theorist. She's not dead." I didn't say she was dead.
No one says she's dead.
No.
She's detained.
She's almost certainly not
Yeah.
dead.
She's probably under house arrest at
Yes,
the very least.
that's what I would say house arrest, and they're going to make her do a forced confession later and say, see, you guys are a bunch of wackos. They like to let things get out of control so they can be like, look at how stupid you are.
Yeah.
She's probably under house arrest, and she's going to be dictated as to what to say. Let's look at what her Weibo looks like now.
By the way, just remember when Fan Bingbing went missing as well.
Yeah.
People didn't hear about her for how long? Months?
Yes. Right.
Okay.
This is one of the only recent posts from it. This is from 2019, so you
Yeah.
can show how much they've scrubbed. I think there was only one post in between this and now, right?
Yeah.
In between those two. So it's just a bunch of nationalists.
Yeah, just nationalist garbage.
Of course, they leave that up.
They leave that up, but they deleted all her other posts on Weibo. And look, Weibo is a social media thing. It's not there to post your nationalist garbage. You can do that too, but people post all their normal stuff like, oh, look, I had a latte or whatever,
Yeah.
So that's all up there usually, but it all got scrubbed after
right.
she made that
That's
allegation. Now, the one thing that's come out of all of this, which has been fantastic, is the amount of support from other tennis players. Now, this is something, like I said, we didn't see this with the NBA or
No.
any other sporting organization. Whenever there's some kind of thing, they always bow down and kowtow to the big bad CCP.
I'm going to start watching women's tennis.
Yeah, me too. And this time for the right reasons, Anyway, let's take a look. No. Anyway, no, seriously.
Wow, what's that?
Yeah, who knows?
Is that the cancel plane coming to pick you
Yeah,
up?
probably. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, we've seen a massive outpouring of support by well-known people. Did you put all those slides in here? Yeah, we've got Serena Williams, who we know is a very famous tennis player, who said, I'm devastated and shocked to hear about the news of my peer, Peng Shuai. I hope she is safe and found as soon as possible. This must be investigated, and we must not stay silent. Sending love to her and her family during this incredibly difficult time. Hashtag, where is Peng Shuai?
And that is the hashtag if you want to get involved.
Yeah. Naomi Osaka, who's
That's
also...
when I retweeted this when it came out. I wasn't aware of who she was.
Yeah, she's a very famous tennis player.
Yeah.
Actually, her and Serena Williams were playing each other, and there was a big controversy about that at some point. I remember that.
Oh, interesting.
Anyway, the fact of the matter is, she's actually, I think Naomi Osaka is the first one to come out.
Yeah, that's because
in
that was the
support.
first one I saw
Yeah.
when I retweeted it.
Yes. She said, Peng Shuai, hello everyone. Not sure if you've been following the news, but I was recently informed of a fellow tennis player that has gone missing shortly after revealing that she has been sexually abused. Censorship is never okay at any cost. I hope Peng Shuai and her family are safe and okay. I'm in shock of the current situation, and I'm sending love and light her way. Hashtag where is Peng Shuai?
I don't want to toot my own horn, by the way, but if you go watch my video on this, I just want you to look at the date, as I was the first English-speaking YouTube channel to cover it. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. Toot toot. Oh, someone's head.
You do that
growing
all
a lot.
the time.
I don't. I just happen to be the first, YouTuber out of
Which
China.
you say every single day.
It's the truth, though.
Yeah? And so is mine.
Can't change that.
I was the first
Sky's
English-speaking YouTuber to break the story about Peng
Okay,
Shuai.
good for you. That doesn't matter. At least we've got actual real people out there like tweeting this out. You know what I
Last
mean?
time I checked, I'm quite real.
You know what I mean? People that actually matter. Like, look here, Andy
Wow,
Murray, for instance.
thank you.
Yeah, this female tennis player Peng Shuai whereabouts currently unknown after making sexual abuse allegations against Chinese government official. This speech gives us a reminder, etc., etc. And Andy Murray is apparently also a tennis player.
Yeah, I posted all tennis players here.
Yeah, which is cool. This you are so wrong because I don't think Badiou Sao's ever picked up a tennis racket in his life. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I
think he's prolific. He's a great tennis player.
Well, I mean, I'm glad to see him coming out and support, and he's posted some art. It's Ai Weiwei's art, I believe, under there.
Yeah.
Yes, he said, whatever, best illustration, the work of from Weiwei's memory when he was forced to disappear for 81 days. In China, people can legally disappear for months without notifying family or lawyers for national security matter. And yes, and he posted Ai Weiwei's art, which shows what it was like to be monitored in his house during his house arrest.
Yeah.
That's one thing people don't seem to really understand, and foreigners especially in China. When the Chinese government arrests you or detains you, they don't have to inform family or friends. You don't get a call.
You don't get a
You
phone
don't get
call.
anything. And this has happened multiple times to people that I know, personally, who've reached out to me afterwards, who've been arrested for like a drug charge, for instance, when there's been a raid on a bar or something, and they do, tests, their pee tests or hair tests or whatever, and they find out, they just get taken away for a couple of weeks. No one knows where they went. Remember that guy who got arrested for having an altercation with that taxi driver? Nobody knew where he went. You disappear. And this is what they do. And it's terrifying. At least in most countries, when you get arrested, you get a chance to tell next of kin what happened to you. Sure, you might go into jail and whatever, but at least they know you've been arrested. In this case, nobody knows, So it's really, really awful. We've got Badiou Cao, which is a very prolific, activist artist who spoke about her. You've got Benedict Rogers, who's big as far as the Freedom for Hong Kong movement is concerned, speaking out as well, which is
also
great.
a huge tennis player, apparently.
Yes, yeah. I also don't think he knows much about tennis, but hey, we've got Patrick McEnroe, which is not John McEnroe.
It's also a professional tennis player.
But he's also a professional.
He's the youngest brother of John McEnroe.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're the one that told me that.
Yeah, I know, but we had to look that up. We didn't know. We've got Tara Moore as well, tennis player, who's putting out, hashtag where is Peng Shuai. This is good. This is good to see so much support. This is what we need. We've got Patrick something or other. Okay.
Say it.
Okay.
Say it.
I'll say it. Patrick Muratello. I'm going to say Murtello.
It's probably French, so it probably is Patrick Moulet. What I mean?
Anyway, sorry, we got, he's a genuine chap, obviously.
He's a great dude.
He's helping out with this very important
He's a real
thing.
person, unlike me.
Yeah, exactly. Simona Halep as well. Peng Shuai, please know that your fellow players will stand with you. See, this is good to see this kind of solidarity.
Sure.
With this hashtag,
I agree.
Peng Shuai. I'm just incredibly happy to see this outpouring.
Yeah.
We've got Petra, you say that.
Kvitova.
Is it Kvitona?
There's no N.
Kvitova. Yeah. Okay.
You're just making shit up. You have no idea.
Yeah, I'm just making an educated guess.
Sure.
Yeah. Coco Gauff. Okay. Sending prayers and hoping you are safe.
We're getting corrected on everyone's nationality here.
Yeah. Of
We
course.
don't know. These are just very famous tennis players.
Even Tennis Channel. Okay.
Tennis Channel, the real big dog itself.
It's a blue check mark.
I know that's a big deal.
We stand with the rest of the tennis community.
This is really flowing through the tennis
Hashtag where is
community.
Peng Shuai?
My dad's a huge tennis fan, so he probably knows about this as well. Shout out to my dad.
Jewel Georges, yeah, as well. Excellent. I'm deeply concerned about what's going on. Yeah, I think you get the idea.
Yeah.
This meme is great from our subreddit.
It says, how can we improve our soft power for the Winter Olympics? I have a great idea. And then it's Xi Jinping typing the fake Peng Shuai
Yeah,
email.
the Peng Shuai email. Okay. Thank you, by the way, to the Women's Tennis Association for standing up for what's right, because Peng Shuai definitely is in a tight spot.
Yes.
Regardless, because having that kind of allegation and creating that kind of disharmony in society, whether it was a fabricated thing or not, is still going to massively affect her life in so many. Of course it's real. We know it's real. You wouldn't take that kind of a risk. You would never in a million years put something like that out publicly unless it was real. Because if you do something like that in China, you're done. As you can now see, she has disappeared. And until we see her on camera, live, answering questions,
Mr. Key says a good point here as a member
that?
of the channel. He says a lot of people watch tennis, so a bunch of normies now know that this is a story, and that's a really good point.
Yeah.
The more normies that know about the atrocities of the Chinese government that most people would ignore, the better. This really brings things to light.
Yeah, imagine somebody came out and had a story about a government official, sexually abusing them or anything like that. Just imagine they came out and made a story here in the States, and they just got disappeared. Imagine if Monica Lewinsky or fucking, what's her name, Stormy Daniels or whatever it is.
What was that one again? Someone kept calling me Stormy Daniels because I look like her.
Okay, good. But imagine these people came out with like some story alleging something, and immediately they disappeared.
Yeah.
Like just gone.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Can I say something? I don't want to ruin the serious tone here.
Sure.
Because I just want to say, does it not look like Xi Jinping has no fucking idea how to use a computer? That is like the first key he's ever touched in his life.
Yeah, he does look a little.
And why is that one key red that he's touching?
That's the nuclear launch button, which is just an enter key on.
Thankfully,
that
his tiny hands are too weak to push it, so that we avoid a nuclear war.
Oh yeah, let's
Thank
hope.
God.
Anyway, like at the end of the day, this is a serious topic, and
yeah, of course,
the Chinese government has played such a lame, sloppy game trying to cover this up with these stupid email fabrication thing, and then this a friend of a friend posted a WeChat moment picture thing. Come on, guys, you could do better than that, Anyway, so I guess that's probably the be all and the end all of the Peng Shuai
for
thing.
now.
We have to wait and see. It's a developing story, and we will only know if she's okay if she comes out on camera. But the good thing is that the Women's Tennis Association is pushing. And they keep pushing, and even the UN is getting involved now. And the more, even though the UN seems to not be very useful these days.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, we've got so many people pushing for it that the Chinese government's going to have to come up with an answer eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is Stormy Daniels again?
That's something to do with the sex scandal with Trump.
Okay. Well,
I don't even know.
Because people in the chat are like, of course you don't look like her. I don't look like a blonde woman. A well-endowed blonde woman.
Isn't she like an escort or something?
I don't know. I'm just looking at photos here. I'm trying to figure this out. Look at that phone. That is a hefty phone. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm not a fan of Stormy Daniels, more of a fan of Dear Wong. Myself.
Okay, yeah.
Simping for Dear over here.
Yeah. The face shapeshifter.
Kind of. No offense. I hope my wife isn't watching. Wife, I'm deeply sorry, but Dear Wong's kind of my type.
Because you could just change form.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so let's take a couple super chats before we move into our Wumao corner, because we've got a big one here today.
Kathleen Morrison, stay awesome. Thank you very much. Frederick York, may I propose a minutes of silence for Peng Shuai? Comment F in the chat to send your prayers. Please don't send Fs in the chat because it will trigger the spam filter. So trigger Fs in your head. Fs in your head, and I don't know. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Shout out to Peng Shuai. Shout out to the whole situation. We'll keep you guys
seriously, we know
on top of it.
We know how tough that can be, and it's awful. And she must be going through a hell of a time right now. It doesn't matter, regardless of what the real deal is. She must be going through a hell of a time right now.
Yes, for sure. Tree Theodore says, a sponsor bent a knee to the CCP again. let's support ADV Podcast. Like, subscribe, and share. Do you
Thank
want to
you.
mention that later, or are you going to keep that under
Yeah,
wraps?
I guess I can. Like, I don't know if you guys saw my video about the overfishing and stuff. I had a sponsor, but then I was asked to please remove the advert from my video because they were frightened of the CCP, which is actually incredibly disappointing.
Yes. Also, F's in the chat, by the way, are for dead people. She's not dead, so let's not ridicule that.
She's
not dead.
She's missing.
Probably.
She's missing.
Logan Orr says, Kyle Rittenhouse, we're not talking about that today. This is a China channel.
Yeah.
Forgia, Wu goes to preschool in HK. What? Who's Wu?
I don't know.
Teachers, I'm screening this.
Okay, what is it?
I guess a joke, right?
Okay, it's a
Teacher
joke.
asks, who are your dad and your mom? Wu says, Dad is Dear Leader Xi and Ma is the CCP. Great, says teacher. What do you want to be when you're older? Wu says, an orphan.
Okay.
That's a terrible joke. But I appreciate the super chat and I appreciate the bad jokes because we're known to...
Yeah.
I had a great joke today.
Which one?
It was like a picture of a little girl, and she says, "The dad is a Christmas tree."
Oh,
and she says, "Dad, are you gonna put the Christmas tree up yourself?" And he says, "No, I'm gonna put it up in the living room."
Yeah. Yeah.
Shifty guys, I've accidentally locked myself in the shed again. It's dark and the acid is starting to kick in. Please tell my Uber Eats guy that I'll be late to the drop off.
Okay. Nice.
My condolences.
Yep.
Joe M says, love your work. I know it has permeated my brain when I start saying cotton or ball sack just out of nowhere.
Oh, you mean just like... Let's give it an original.
classic flavor?
Yeah.
Not diet.
Yep.
I feel like this quick ball sack. Throw me a quick one.
Okay.
That's definitely diet.
Yeah, it's a diet ball sack.
Like you should go on a diet.
Yeah,
in those photos.
yeah.
Case closed. 93. Today's my birthday, and this show is a great present. Happy
birthday.
birthday! We'd love to hear from you. Crabman, what does China think about automation?
I mean, they love it.
That's a real big question. I guess they love it.
Yep.
Lightseeker says, ADV China does not endorse brigading. Thank you very much. We do not. We've never, ever told you guys to go out and do anything on behalf of whatever we're talking about. But if you don't want Dr. Ballsack to block you, don't tweet him Pinocchio gifts. And that's very true.
Yeah.
In the real world and in Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't tweet Pinocchio gifts at Dr. Ballsack.
Yeah.
And one more. Stefan Holkeen says, DC is slightly better at making superhero movies. I didn't know Diet Coke even made movies. Mm-hmm. All right.
Cool. Now
Continue.
we got a Wumao corner, guys. This is where we talk about the haters out there. And it's very important because what the haters do shows you exactly what the Chinese government is doing and thinking. Mm-hmm. Okay. And if you've had the chance to recently take a look at our videos that we released them at the same time on Wednesday. And the reason is it's kind of time sensitive. We put them out. We've been sitting on some information for a while now. But the Chinese government and agents working for the Chinese government have been paying foreign influencers like ourselves. They're not paying us, of course, but paying YouTubers
Like ourselves.
Yes, to do Chinese propaganda, and also paying them to use their material if they like the material, if they think, oh, this is kind of Chinese propaganda stuff that we can use. They pay them for that material to then put on the official channels and boost it across Chinese social media and, of course, across CGTN and all that kind of stuff to the rest of the Western world. And it's kind of despicable and it's kind of disgusting. And we finally have proof. And so we proved it and we showed the evidence in our videos here. Yeah.
Quick word.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw this in here, actually.
Yeah.
My video was demonetized. Just
Yeah.
want to throw this in there. And do you know why?
Why?
For dangerous and harmful acts like pranks and motorcycle stunts.
Okay.
So just to let you guys know, if you plan on going to watch these videos, get ready for some freaking X Games. Okay? Because apparently that's what happened.
You
in
read
my
some
video.
emails, basically.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's an extreme sport now.
Yeah.
Resulting in injury.
It was ridiculous. You were fighting with them for like 2 days straight.
2 days straight.
And finally they released it, but they
Just
didn't tell
now.
you. They didn't tell
They
you why.
didn't tell me why.
No, they said it's been manually reviewed that there are harmful
Twice.
and dangerous acts in this video.
And I said, I think I said in the email, like, where is me jumping over the Grand Canyon on a mountain bike?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I didn't do that. And they're like, we've manually reviewed it. It's dangerous and harmful.
Yeah.
I was like, what the f- are you talking about? Anyway, that's not what I want to say. What I wanted to say is that this, weirdly enough, I mean, I think it deserves a little more views. It's probably some of the most important work we've ever done just for dismantling the propaganda campaign amongst Western YouTubers that they co-opt. We have found that 2 of them were paid, compensated. 2 of the biggest ones were compensated financially. We got proof from the Chinese government.
Yeah, and of course we know that they work with the Chinese government.
We knew that, but it's like one of those things that everyone, like BBC, all these news outlets and stuff, they've been trying to prove. And they do great pieces. They do great journalism on these guys exposing like these people that are selling out to China, the CCP.
Yeah.
The problem is that you can never get them to admit. Who's going to admit on the phone to the BBC, yes, I got paid by the Chinese government, right?
Yeah.
Thankfully, they're so gosh darn sloppy that they sent us the freaking emails.
Yeah, exactly.
So definitely, the links are in the description.
Yeah.
Go watch our videos on this. The people that bug us all the time about like, when are you going to talk about the shills? When are you going to talk about those other YouTubers that shit talk you all the time? When are you going to talk about those YouTubers that attack you?
Yeah.
The reason we don't is because there's nothing to talk about, right? There's people that get paid, a bunch of losers that get paid by the Chinese government to spread propaganda and genocide denial.
Correct.
We will talk about them when we get proof. And that's what
when it's relevant. It's not about YouTube drama, okay? It's about, this is the Chinese propaganda machine. This is how it works, a part of it anyway. And this is what we do, is we talk about how the CCP is negatively affecting the world, and what all the tricks that they use. This is one of the tricks. So please go check them out.
Please do. Write down the description after this.
Remember, we never call on anyone to brigade or,
please
go
don't
and hassle anyone. This is just...
all these people that we talk about, don't even leave a comment unless you're going to honestly leave feedback on their video. It has nothing to do with us. We simply want to point out the absolute hypocrisy and unfair nature of the fact that China gets to block all these platforms, yet co-opt and pay Western people to go on freedom of speech platforms like YouTube to promote Chinese propaganda and to deny things like genocide and human rights atrocities and attack people like us. It's an unfair playing field.
Correct. Now, we've actually got some pretty positive
This is a win.
news. Yeah, this is a big win. A buddy of mine lives in Taiwan. His channel's called CCP Shillbusters. Okay. He put out a video not that long ago. Well, actually was long ago. It was about 15 days ago, if that makes sense. Okay. And it was just a compilation of what the shills have been up to. It's actually a pretty good video if you want to get real in-depth information, because that's all he does is talk about the shills.
But what happened to him?
Well, he put out, as you can see in the background, that man, that shirtless old man, okay, who's, nicknamed Dead Barry, put a 2-second clip of him in there, okay?
Because he's a shill.
He's definitely one of the shills.
He is
100% a shill. We've got tons of proof that he's a CCP
proof in
shill.
this video.
Yeah. He did a copyright takedown claim. Now, when you do copyright claims in YouTube, okay, when you you can take a video down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a legal process.
Yeah,
you have to put your full information in there. You have to sign that
address, phone number.
You're not going to perjure yourself.
Yeah.
This is, I claim this, etc., etc. He did all of that. Okay.
This Dead Barry guy.
Yeah, and it got the video removed.
Yeah, he actually got and it strikes the channel.
Yeah,
you get 3 strikes, your channel's deleted.
Exactly. So you got a copyright strike on the channel. So then he went out bragging.
I love the "don't fuck with me" about him.
Yeah, he wrote "don't fuck with me." He says, having been attacked yet again on Western social media, I took a step back. Although I publicized and let people know what was going on, I didn't attack. I baited the hook, so to speak, with the simple word "twit." Egypt took the bait. I struck. Nasty video deleted. Job done and appreciated by the other members of the Magnificent 8.
He's
the comrades from
shills,
YouTube.
The other shills.
Yeah, thanking you all for your support. Cheers.
So
do not fuck with me. This guy, I gotta say though, it's ridiculous. By the way,
smoking guy. He's always smoking like a cigarette butt. It's never like a full cigarette. It's always the butt.
This guy is a complete shill. Let's quickly show you. This is Hua Chunying, okay, Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Huge.
Okay, we're going to play a little clip for you here.
From BBC News, and I want to ask about the video you showed us earlier, which was about the BBC's relationship, as you described it, with Adrian Zenz. I was the producer who worked on all our reports on Xinjiang, which featured Adrian Zenz. I've never met the man who was in that video. I've never spoken to him. I've never exchanged an email with him.
我很高兴哈，今天你来了，那非常好，请我同时再把那段再放一下。
The media gets its stories
Dead Barry. Yeah. So pause that right there. You have Foreign Ministry of Affairs. That is the top, like one of the top branches of the Chinese government for the way they portray themselves to the world, using this dead Barry guy. By the way, his company or website is called Best China Info. It's like a freaking infomercial from like a 1991 internet.
Yeah.
And the Chinese government claimed that he was an ex-BBC journalist. So in this clip, you see this BBC journalist be like I have no idea who this guy is.
They looked him up. He's got no journalistic credentials or anything. He's one of those grifters who goes to China and makes up stories about his past and gets taken seriously because he's basically a white monkey. The issue is, though, that this guy is working with the other YouTubers and the other shill YouTubers.
Right, CCP guys.
And their leader convinced him to do a copyright strike because he's been trying to convince the other guys to do copyright strikes.
We think we know who his leader is, right?
Absolutely know who he is. Anyway, so the thing is, he did the copyright strike. It got the video taken down. Our friend CCP Shillbusters actually did a rebuttal to that because you can. Yeah. If you get a copyright claim, you can say, no, I dispute this. This does not belong and it's fair use, because fair use is a big thing on YouTube. You are allowed to use other people's footage, and it doesn't matter if it's from a movie or anything like that.
That's why we don't go after people.
Yeah, you can use whatever you want as long as it's transformative, okay? And it's part of something else. You can't just like take someone's whole video and put it up.
No.
That's a different story. And there are rules, but the fact of the matter is a 2-second clip doesn't allow you to take the whole video down.
Nope.
So
he fought it.
The media's main
You know what
source.
he had to do? Barry would have had to return with a lawyer.
Yes.
Which he didn't do, and his bragging. I just want to go back to his little brag.
Oh, you didn't put it in there?
What?
I sent you the email that was restored.
Shall I read it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't see
Not
that.
on point today with this media pack, I tell you what.
Hey.
Okay, so basically
best.
YouTube got back to our buddy CCP Shillbusters and says what?
Dear CCP Shillbusters, in accordance with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, we've completed processing your counter notification. The following video has been restored, unless you have deleted them.
Yes, so the video got put back up. Now, guys, as a big FU to all of these shills and all of these propagandists working for the Chinese government, please go to the CCP Shillbuster video, which is in the description below.
That's right.
And give it a thumbs up, give it a comment, say, ADV podcast sent you, or SerpentZA sent you, or Laowhy86 sent you, or something. Let's give it a bit of love and support, because that video was taken down unfairly because these idiots abused the YouTube copyright system.
I put the channel, but I'll put the actual video.
Put the actual video in there if you don't mind. Yeah.
Sure.
They abused it, and this is what they're doing to try and silence, just like the CCP censors, dissidents' voices and stuff. They're trying to silence people that speak out against them.
Done.
Okay? So please go, give it a like. Give them an FU. Let's get that video up to a decent amount of views.
Yeah. That's a
That'd
good
be cool.
brigade.
Yeah, that's
some
something
support.
that we'd like you to do. So that's it for Wumao Corner. So let's hit Worldview, and then we'll just have a big Q&A.
Sure,
What do you think?
sure.
So we're going to hit Worldview. This is where we talk about what's happening around the world, specifically with regards to China.
Yeah.
And what do we have this time?
So this is pretty fascinating. This is something. Let me pull up my notes here real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
I have it in the other window. Just give me a second. This is a map of the United States, if you guys notice. You don't have to be American to care about this. This is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
This is one of the first times that we're going to use Chinese data for our actual data, because there's a reason that this exists. This is from the Minzhi Tsinghua University think tank.
Yes.
So this is a mainland Chinese study, and what they've done, again, this is not the U.S. government. This is the Chinese government that put together data on which states' governors are the most friendly to the CCP. Right. And they call this the what was this called? The Chinese Communist Party's subnational interests in the United States. Mm-hmm. So this is like their think tank that says how can we take advantage of American businesses, politics, all this kind of stuff, right?
So 2019 Minzhi Tsinghua ranking of governor friendliness to China by state.
By state. And it's not to China like they like Chinese food.
No.
This is like to the Chinese government.
Yes.
So this is a long report. I have the document in the description, but I wanted to point out the red states here, the governors of these states, the governments of these states are considered friendly to the Chinese government, not by any U.S. board. This is by the Chinese government.
This is the Chinese government says these are friendly states.
And there's the list of the governors here in each state. So I'll read them off. Alabama is friendly. Arizona, Colorado, Delaware, Idaho, Indiana, Maine, Massachusetts, Montana, New Hampshire, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oregon, Tennessee, Utah, Vermont, West Virginia. And the pink states are ambiguous, meaning they haven't said anything.
Right.
And then there's no statements on the gray ones.
The tough states, okay? What are the tough states?
New York.
Well, I mean, Florida, strangely enough.
Yeah, Florida. We have Georgia. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of tough states to be
What's
fair.
that one in the middle?
Which one?
I don't know. I
still
don't. I'm sorry. I still don't know the states in America yet. I know the sort of East Coast, West Coast. You know, a little bit in between.
Wyoming, you mean?
Is that Wyoming?
Yeah, that's Wyoming. It's under Montana.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Wyoming, good job. You know, you're a holdout there. You're surrounded by China-friendly states.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's true.
Yeah.
Montana, surprisingly enough, you know.
Well,
I was surprised at some of these.
The thing is, Montana has been going on for years about investing, right?
Yeah.
Because they have a low population. That's why
Yes.
they want people to go spend money, and I guess the kind of people that are going to go spend money there is the Chinese government.
Sure.
You know?
I will throw this out there. I think this flips a lot of stuff on the head for me that actually surprised me when I actually looked into each governor that was supposedly friendly to China. There's a claim, you know, there's some think tanks that claim this study is just representative of like some statements they've made and maybe not actual policy. But when you do actually look into it about ties with these governors to China or Chinese government enterprises, there is some truth to this. Right. The think tank in China wouldn't put this up for no reason. Sure. This isn't like a scare tactic to like sway public opinion. This is actually what they put out to say, this is what we're doing to subvert national interests, right? To get Chinese national influence inside of the U.S. And I was very, very surprised. I was very, very surprised at some of these states. Actually kind of made me rethink some stuff. So, but the study's in there.
I'm gonna have to get one of those maps of the states and put it on my wall like a kindergarten kid or something, so I can learn them. What's that other white one in the middle, over there?
Where? Oh, this one.
Yeah.
That's Kentucky, isn't it?
Are you sure?
Or is it Missouri?
You should know your own country, damn it.
I know it pretty well.
Okay.
Missouri. I was right. It's
Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And what's this other weird, like, dildo-shaped one?
That's not a state. That's a lake.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, sweet. Well, that's fantastic.
Right. You scared me that I didn't know, but I was right.
No, you were right. Good.
Okay, so the tough state, you got the tough states there, and you got the ambiguous ones means that they haven't taken a stance, right? Sure. There is data, but they haven't really leaned either way. Yeah. And again, I think you should really read into it as to why these things are. You might change your mind about certain things. But anyway, let's do some Q&A.
Yeah, okay. Let's hit the Q&A, guys. This is where we answer your questions and you question our answers, and we can't wait. In fact, this is usually our favorite part of the show.
Yeah, usually, always.
Yeah,
usually
means most of the time.
Kiwi says hashtag proof of life, and that's what we would like to see for Peng Shuai.
Absolutely.
Somebody said that's Dildo Lake. Lake Dildo. Dildo Stay. What have you done?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
What have you done?
It does kind of look like that.
That's that lake next to Michigan, one of the Great Lakes.
Is it Lake Michigan, maybe?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay, all right.
When you fly over that, it's crazy. It looks like the ocean. It's wild.
So it's the Great Lakes and not the
that's like,
sort of Great Lakes.
Sort of
kind of Great
Lakes.
Lake
Michigan. Yeah. Lake Superior is a crazy one.
Right.
It's
well,
better,
that's why it's superior. It's the best one,
yeah. Donald says great mass murders.
Okay.
I mean, maybe he means like...
Oh, like...
Great. Oh, yeah.
Mass murder. Yeah. Okay, sure.
Joe M., thank you very much. Koala1203. Hi, Winston. Speaking of South Africa, what are your thoughts on F.W. de Klerk? I heard he passed away a week ago. Who's that?
When I was young, he was still president. He's the guy who handed over... He's the guy who made the choice to allow the ANC to take over. He allowed, the black majority to vote in all of that. So he's a good man, and he had a good, as far as that's concerned, he seemed to have a good heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does
I don't know much about him. I know he's Afrikaans and stuff. I think he is Afrikaans.
Would you say that Lake Dildo is mediocre?
I guess.
Because it's not superior.
No.
I
mean, it makes a statement on the map.
Old Umen Uche says, great cotton ball sack. The unstoppable duo is back. I like that little rap.
Great.
Guys.
It's a pleasure.
David Brooks, Luis Thoreau should make a documentary about CCP shills and interview you guys. I'm sure I've seen his.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. It's kind of funny.
Chinese ox, can you please go away? I'm mad. My sister invited me to meet her new boyfriend, some great British guy named Jonty.
Great.
Yeah.
I was late and he ate my meal. Do I teach him manners? I honestly, I gotta take Jonty's side on this one.
Why? I mean, he
shouldn't be
ate his meal.
Listen,
What?
Chinese ox is fucked up, dude.
Yeah,
he literally kills people.
He does.
So I don't think Jonty's a murderer. I also don't think he has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just
I
throwing
mean,
that out
that's
there.
not
Who
fair.
knows?
He probably has lots. He's a very popular guy.
I don't think you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, what? Never mind.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just think he's potentially not into that gender.
Come on, man. You can't make that kind of judgment call.
I said I think.
Okay, all right. I think he's probably a really nice guy at the end of the day.
So if he's gay, he's not nice.
No, of course.
There you go.
But I would never make an insinuation on someone's sexual preference without knowing.
My gaydar is going off.
Okay, yeah, I mean, sure.
In a good way.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say there was. It looks
Cool.
like you're the one that's insinuating that.
Who, me?
I'm just joking.
What is this? What is this nonsense you started here?
Tablet links. Finally get to catch you guys live again. Keep enjoying the great content. Stay awesome.
Oh, yeah, definitely will.
Great.
There's some great cotton in there.
David Brooks, what movies and TV shows have you shown to your children? I've been watching Ren and Stimpy with my kids.
Interesting.
Please make them watch Willy Wonka 1971.
My kid, she's young. She's just about to turn 2, actually, but she loves Bambi. Like, really, really loves Bambi. She can, she says, like, a lot of the lines out the movie and stuff.
She binges that one?
Yeah, she's always asking for Bambi, And that's the beautiful thing about out here is we have a real life Bambi to show her.
That's true. There's
cool.
always deer in the yard.
Yep.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know how much you love Bambi. It was like in 1942 when that came out.
I used to like Bambi when I was a kid. My favorite Disney movie is Aladdin. But my kid's favorite movie, hands down, she's watched it I think 12 times in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, interesting.
And she's only 2.
That's really
She
strange.
absolutely loves it, and I bought her all kinds of like Jack toys.
That's cool.
She's obsessed with Jack. She carries it to school.
That's cool. That's cool.
Sheldon Messervy says, finally bought Conquering Northern and Southern China. Best money I've ever spent.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah. I'm glad you got to see
Sorry,
it.
I just saw that. I love that meme. You've seen that.
What?
Are you gay?
Yeah, of course.
How are you gay?
Yeah. That's
Why are you gay?
Yeah, that's right.
I wish
Definitely
we had that
seen
soundbite.
Yeah.
Matt and Winston do some of the most important work in the world today. They grind hard. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cesario JPN says, step on me, mommy dear Wang. Wait. She's reading my mind. Cesario. I'm starting to switch, guys. Dear Wang has captured my heart. Ross Wolf, when will you release the full Desic music video?
Oh yeah, we're still going to release some of that, definitely.
Some.
Yeah.
Some is key. Oh, I actually have something to say about that.
What?
There's been a deluge of people sending me emails about like how they found it.
And
most people are nice. They're like,
Yeah.
I found the source of the Desic music video, but I won't tell anyone.
Yeah.
And I always get nervous. They send me a link, and I'm like, nope, that's not it.
Nope.
They always send me that ball sack commercial for like
toys.
a toy.
Yeah,
It's like ball sack. It actually sounds like it.
It sounds almost the same,
But
it's
I'm
not.
so happy because 100% of the time it's been that, and I'm like, nope, they still haven't found it. No one knows what it is.
No, not yet.
Runaway Children 1970. World Traveler 232. When are we going to see the interview with Palki from WION? I'm a Dear Wang simp. I feel like you and WION would get along very, very well. From Palki.
but not in a simp way. It's just
okay.
like it's kind of like a female version of me.
Yeah,
Just
they
be able
are
to-
calling you like female Indian.
No, they call her.
SerpentZA.
They call her female SerpentZA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we get along very well. I think we'd have a good show.
I would pay to see that.
Be
She has
awesome.
she's brutal. She has great segments on China's influence in the Indian subcontinent.
I'd
like
love
Sri
to
Lanka.
watch her segments on China because she's just so
I'd catch him
harsh.
all the time
Yeah,
watching those
yeah.
in slow-mo.
Mhm.
David Brooks, how much Chinese tradition does your family follow?
A lot. Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. When you're in a multicultural relationship like we are, you have to, of course, celebrate both sides. So, you know, you have to take into consideration other people's cultures. You can't go ahead and like try to delete parts of people. That's just not how it works. So it's kind of an interesting environment to live in. You get to You get to experience both. Now, one thing that I've noticed, though, and I got to just be honest about this, especially with the guys living in China and so on, is that when you see these kind of relationships in China, usually the Chinese side actually doesn't give a crap about Western traditions and holidays. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely.
They'll come in, they'll bombard you, and they'll get you involved in all the Chinese traditions. But when it comes to Western traditions and holidays and stuff, it's kind of like not respected at all. You notice that, right? So it's different.
Big time.
It's different, of course, with our wives. My wife's getting used to and loves like Christmas and so on, and you know, so on and so forth. But you know, it has to be give and take. You have to make it even. You both got to respect each other equally. It shouldn't be like one tradition should be respected more than the other. So it's a balancing act.
Yeah. Right. Peter Hart says, thanks for the great content. I felt proud enough to give a presentation on why China is fascist today. I agree.
Cool.
And citing you guys as well as Lila to prove my point. Best wishes for your families this Thanksgiving. Yes,
you too.
China is definitely more fascist than it is communist, that's for sure. Ross Wolf, tankies want deer wang, huh? Snicker. Okay. I guess I'm a tanky now. Return to Orc Monkey. I'm just waiting patiently for the deer that Deer Wang interviews Chinese ox. The continued growth of ADV lore demands it. That would be interesting.
It would.
I don't even think he can talk.
Probably not. He just grunts and drinks beer or whatever.
For sure. Return to Orc Monkey. Suggested name for this guy, Frontmaster Flex.
Frontmaster Flex.
Is that John T?
No. Ricochet.
Oh,
because he kind of looks like he's stuck in the 90s. He does.
He really does.
He looks like, I mean, there's pictures of him rollerblading or whatever. You know?
He's like an old man that's stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, it's like that was his heyday.
I think he's harmless, but I think he was there like in China's boom, and he's like, this is the train that I'm never getting off on. And he didn't get off.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I mean, at the end of the day, the fact that you've got these very poorly put together shows and they just will use anyone is what we're trying to get at here, you know?
Yeah. David Brooks says, is being a CCP shill the new flat earther / Scientology? It seems like some shills had something bad happen in their life, and that's why they're shills now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dude,
for sure.
No joke, but the majority of the people that are in China doing the shill stuff have run away from something or have been involved in something bad in the past. They're either like proper actual criminals and felons.
That's the problem, is that a lot of them have a lot of dirt on them, so they try to play it safe a little bit, you know.
Well, the thing is, in China, you can start fresh.
Yeah.
And you can be like, holy crap, I can really just be a new person here.
But that's what the immediate problem with being up to Western scrutiny is. If they get big enough, then people start looking into them.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Scary for them.
But look, you get people like that Dead Barry guy, completely just a weirdo who fabricates crap up about himself.
Barry.
And then he gets taken seriously in China, so much so that he gets put on state TV, like state
not
media,
for entertainment.
No, he is quoted and shown as part of a foreign press junket or whatever it is,
for the Chinese, on behalf of the Chinese government.
And then when people like start looking, who is this guy? They see, hang on, he actually isn't anything he claims to be.
No.
There's pretty sure you'll be able to see on CCP Shillbuster soon. He's going to probably put a video out there which shows who the guy really is.
He won the
thing.
he
won the thing. But I mean, he's an English teacher and a weirdo, and he's given all of this boosting and
he's
his
creepy.
ego is stroked by the Chinese government, and so he thinks he's super
A lot of those types end up in China.
Absolutely.
Because they get to start a new life.
Yeah.
And they get a bunch of Chinese people to be like, wow, you're from far away. I don't know anything about you.
And most people would look at a person like that, you know, shirtless, I don't know, like old ancient turtle looking dude or whatever. You'll be like, who is this guy? And you would be able to judge him based on what he says and his appearance and everything.
You don't go shirtless on your porch or your deck or whatever, smoking cigarette butts and like shit talking people.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. In China, that doesn't matter. They'll still take him seriously because he's a foreigner.
Yes.
And because he says good things about China. And he gets boosted. His ego gets boosted. And he's suddenly like an important person. Whereas everywhere else in the world, people will see him for what he is, you know?
Right. I don't know what these jokes are about licking the like button, but don't do that. That is a massive health hazard. Don't lick the like button.
Exactly.
David Brooks, that's what cults do. They try to make you feel like you're part of something and doing something with your life, man. Everybody's a nobody and a somebody. That's very well said.
Very true. And that is a good psychological look into what's happening here with these people. It's because they do feel like they're a part of something. I'm part of the rise of China. I'm
fighting back.
Yeah, I'm here to like represent China and help China fight back against those terrible Westerners who just keep saying bad things about China.
Yeah, it's self-importance and it's also money, right?
Of course.
I haven't seen those tea house shills need some public shaming. Yeah, we don't know that guy, but that was a new one.
That was kind of
that
ridiculous.
was fun.
Though.
That was a fun one. David Brooks says, "Stay awesome. Please show your kids Batman."
Yeah.
Chitty
the animated series, he said.
Oh, sorry. Chitty O says, "The tea house section reminds me of the satirical program in the UK called Brass Eye."
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Ichikami, how can I join in the search of those spicy CGTN propaganda videos? Go to CGTN channel and look for anything with like a
foreigner,
not Chinese person.
And now you can go to that other thing called
the tea house. I think that's going to be a wealth.
T-house.
They're like the edgelord, like we got the attitude of
They just got really weird random foreigners in there, and they like put them up as if they're experts.
Yes.
Which is the funny thing. And they'll just get some random Skype interview with a random person.
Right.
You know?
The CCP smells like butt. Prove me wrong.
Okay.
That's right. 88 says, after making Jonathan look like a hostage in a ransom video, now they're saying he's not great enough for the Olympic song? The betrayal.
Yes. I'm pretty sure he doesn't think it's
Great.
No, he's going to be sad.
Yeah.
The new one's definitely not going to have him.
Nope.
The English hedgehog, the queen was not amused about the corgi.
I'm sure she wasn't.
Did she talk? Did she speak out about it?
No, but you know she has corgis. That's her
she
thing.
does. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't follow that queen stuff.
Peasant.
My country fought a war of independence against that.
Yeah,
country, so.
it's true, and you should follow your enemy because you were beholden to them.
Today I learned that the UK is now my enemy.
Well, they were.
Dion Chapman.
Actually, they weren't because you weren't even. Your family wasn't even.
Even in America.
So it doesn't even matter.
No.
All this crap about your nationality having something to do with who you are
doesn't matter, does it?
Nope.
Truly doesn't matter.
Nope.
Dion Chapman, shout out to Cameron Moore, another Melbourneite watching.
Cool.
I Heaven C says, recently there's a YouTube channel called Guan Guan that a young fella came to possible concentration camps. We're covering that next episode.
That's next
actually
week.
Our next week's
it's
main
going to be on our
videos.
main channels. It's very important. It's explosive, and it's finally some good solid proof.
We're gonna, what one of the biggest problems we saw with that was that it wasn't translated. So he's speaking Chinese, obviously, in the video. And the majority of people that watch his expose going around Xinjiang are not going to understand what he's saying, so we'll translate it.
Yeah, we'll make sure that we take the highlights for you to see.
Bethany Jiani says, her sign joining live. I'm so thankful for your work that you're doing. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
The Gringo Show says, hi guys, been following for years now. I used to live in China, and for 5 years in a place called Shijiazhuang. That's the most polluted place I've ever been to in my life.
Yep, been there.
In 2013. I love my experience and began to see it rot in the end. Thank you for the great videos.
Absolutely. In fact, we got some pretty good footage from there, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, we're going to be putting that out soon. Shijiazhuang.
Anthony Saints, enjoy some refreshments on me, guys.
Oh,
and
yes.
Keep the CCP
It's Friday
on the fire.
It's Friday.
Deadpan Delivery, WTA is better than the International Olympic Committee. We
agree. There we go. The International Olympic Committee just bends over
and does bad things.
I mean, at the end of the day, come on. You should not be hosting the Olympics in a country that's currently being accused of genocide and has all these other terrible human rights atrocities going on.
Frederick York says, it's not it's she to le.
Yeah. Allowing, and the government's beating people's pet dogs to death with crowbars. Yeah. You know what I mean? Is that a good look for you, International Olympic Committee? The Greek gods, Zeus hails from the mountain. Let's beat this corgi to death with a crowbar. You know what I mean?
That's who they're simping for.
Yeah.
Corgi beaters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And
nice job.
Tennis and athlete disappearers.
Not only that, the what's it called? The shills, like the Cyrus and all those people with Barretts.
Yes.
The Barretts. Yeah. They're simping for corgi beaters.
Yes, corgi beaters. Yeah.
Nice. We know something, by the way.
Yeah, we do.
We know something about Barrett. You guys know about Barrett?
Be prepared to see them in a very, very big automotive
related video.
Videos. Sometimes.
We're just making a prediction. Mm-hmm. We think they're probably going to be in a very automotive related video.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on the Barretts.
At least the one of them. The other
young
one's
one.
kind of disposed at the moment.
Yeah.
Still posting propaganda though and nonsense every day.
Well, we wish him the best for his health at least.
Yeah. We do.
Cap, where's the Worthless Whips Playboy vids, guys? I love them.
I'd love to do another one of those soon.
They don't get a huge amount of response.
By the way, I'm going to be releasing the video about my Trans Am soon. I went out and I filmed
it.
Yeah, when I went to go pick it up, I took it for a little drive up the Pacific Coast Highway a little bit, like about 2-3 hours up.
Oh, nice.
Just filmed a bunch of stuff and, talked about the repairs and everything I had to do and, before I shipped it up. So You'll be getting that soon.
Nice.
Yeah, can see what it looks like now.
Can't wait. Jennifer, oh my gosh, the mispronunciation of she has been driving me nuts too. Thank you,
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank
Xi-
you.
It's not Xi.
If I hear Xi
Yeah,
again,
seriously.
everything you
Xi.
say doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Keen
It means you don't know what you're talking
means
about.
you don't know what you're talking about.
It's like instead of saying this Pepsi, if everyone's just says this Pepsi, you're like you don't know what you're talking about.
Peepsai.
Yeah, you just don't drink it.
I love Peepsai
Yeah.
Zero Sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
Keen, thank you very much.
What is
Mimi
a word?
says Xi Jinping's name is not pronounced Xi or Xi. It's pronounced Ryan.
That's
That's
right.
correct. And we'll
Yes.
accept that too.
Ryan Jinping.
Miak Robin. Oh, look at this is a window. What? Oh, look at this a window.
What is that from?
I don't
It's a
know.
meme. It's
I think
definitely a
we
meme.
probably missed it in the beginning.
Okay.
Do Bub, what is the best domestic Chinese content creator?
That's you mean like
Austin-
living in China?
Austin Guidry?
No, but that's not domestic. That's a foreigner. Yeah, I'd say out of the foreign.
Oh, I was just gonna say. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Austin Guidry's a good one.
Okay.
He's
a
always
nice
got
guy.
some interesting stuff.
Yeah, he does history and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Like as far as domestic, obviously the most popular is Li Ziqi, but she's currently, also sort of disappeared, but not really. She just shut down her operations. So
There's a dude that's been traveling around on a bicycle. I was actually gonna bring him up in the podcast.
what about Bacon's Travels?
I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, I like Bacon's Travels.
Yeah,
he's cool.
He showed all the. It's all in Chinese though. That's the,
You'd have
he
to watch
showed
it in
those
Chinese.
poverty.
That's not why you watch him, but yeah,
No,
he's
he
got
showed-
an interesting channel.
Yeah, because he travels around and stuff. There's a bunch.
He's more realistic.
The problem is that they're kind of constrained, and if you want to
Yeah.
see good Chinese content creators, you usually find them on Chinese internet, and they don't post on YouTube because it's kind of risky.
Right.
You have to be pretty well connected to get away with doing that, or
Yeah.
you need to have some kind of an agent that posts your stuff on foreign media
Correct.
for you.
Correct. 88 says, "Good Lord, now it's Peng Shuai who looks as natural as a happy Uyghur.
Yeah.
Wouldn't she consider singing for the Olympics? Maybe.
Maybe they should release a video of her dancing in her tennis garb. Just like the Uyghurs, because they love to show
Yeah,
that people
like
are
tennis
okay.
garb, yeah.
They're just gonna dance,
And she can sneak another Winnie the Pooh in
traditional tennis dance.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rattel says, "What do you guys think of thawing U.S.-Chinese relations? Is the U.S. Sorry, I'm really dumb today. Is the U.S. I'm a citizen playing into Chinese public relations? Not necessarily.
No, I wouldn't say
I
so.
think we're on the right track now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
It jumped.
Just give me a sec. And do a dance or something.
He's gonna figure it out. Do a dance.
Okay.
There we go.
Adre says, Beijing bikini for the win. By the way, guys, what's up with some Chinese women, young and old, walking duck-like? What are you talking about?
I know what he's talking about. It's just a difference in gait.
Oh.
You can see it if you watch
That's
a
how
lot
I
of our
walk.
backgrounds.
Because I have a slip disc.
I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. It's just a difference in upbringing and a difference in background and areas. It's not. I also noticed it's kind of interesting how people walk differently in China a lot. But hey,
I guess what I've noticed is the men who put their hands behind their back when they walk, and saunter
just
around.
like in the background there.
Yeah, that's the pose. That's the Chinese man pose.
That's a very common pose.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I wonder what that.
You have a
where that
cigarette?
comes from.
And then you put your hand behind your back.
Yeah,
Both of
I
them.
wonder what. I always thought that
It's the Laban look.
I thought maybe it always comes from in the past, like the idea is to show that you're passive, you're not aggressive, because if you, maybe that some emperor said that you may not,
Could
put
be.
your
I think you're
arms in
looking
front.
too far into it, because what I think it is Mao, when he stood lazily in front of all these things, like Mao looks at this, Mao looks at this. You know what I
But
mean?
he always had his hands behind his
Yeah.
back. Okay, maybe. Who knows?
Could
Who
be.
knows? But yeah, it's just it's weird to see these idiosyncrasies, these little differences in culture. Yeah.
Right. Do not cunnilingus the like button, please. A. Watson, Shuai holds panda in front of picture of Pooh Bear. What is she trying to say?
Yeah.
Some people are going to read way into that.
Yeah,
Not us.
I do think it's rather
It
odd
is
that of the
bizarre.
3 pictures that's got a Winnie the Pooh in it. It's a bit strange.
It's wicked weird.
Yeah. So maybe she's under house arrest and she had to make pictures, and so she just quickly did that. I don't know.
I feel like they wouldn't have approved that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they were that dumb that they just let it slide
Maybe.
without knowing.
PB says, looks like something was airbrushed from the wall behind Peng Shuai. Can you pull that up?
Yeah, I can.
The thumbnails of the same images on the left have something in the background. Interesting. We'll pull that up and have a look.
Do they? Do they now?
Doc Slothington, seeing all the bad attempts and the stuff with Peng makes me think that some old Chinese boomer in charge of the cover-up just doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Sukbear Singh, you are my shyness boy. Recently got into City Pop and realized that was the intro for C Milk's videos, and it's my new favorite song. By the way, Henry is the best. Thank you very much. Jonas says, good morning from Japan. First time catching you live, but been following you for years. Thanks for all the years of great content.
I'll have to figure that out.
Sure.
Great.
Here's a little contribution to make up for all the times I used ad block. When are you going to free the Chinese ox? The Chinese ox is free as can be.
By the way, thank you very much for your generosity.
Appreciate that. Buffalo Con. Hey guys, been watching you for a close 10 years now. Love the podcast. Thank you for the great content. Much love from Adelaide, Australia.
Thank you for following us for so long. It's very heartwarming. We really appreciate it.
Sam Findlay says, I'm an hour behind the stream, but if you haven't, please consider adding That's Hypocrisy to your soundboard. Oh, that's from the 90s attitude.
Yeah, that guy. Sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Return to Orc Monkey says, don't worry, C-Milk. You'll always be a real person to me. Sincerely, Chinese Ox. I might have changed my mind about you, Chinese Ox. But Orc Monkey, I don't know how you're getting messages on his behalf.
Yeah, exactly.
Tommy Key 07. Let's call China's Olympic team Taiwanese Beijing.
That'd infuriate them.
Mimi, the CCP tried to recruit you, so contact the BBC with your evidence. Believe me, people are informed.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow-up story to their foreigners, China's disinformation drive. Yeah, people have been reaching out.
Yeah.
TMD, Waterfalls, Bethany Gianni says, the chairman of the Women's Tennis Association said he's willing to lose millions worth of business in China unless she is accounted for and her allegations investigated.
Great.
And that's awesome.
That's called putting morals above profit, which is something that the Western corporations and Western organizations need to start doing.
Correct.
Okay? Because if you're going to prove yourself worthy of being something that's worth people caring about, you better start doing that. Otherwise, you're just a mindless, horrible corporation that just puts money above everything else.
Right.
You know?
Cool. And then we have Shami Zambri says, first time watching you guys live. Keep up the great work. Love from Malaysia. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us live.
William Pacheco says, let's help keep news like the tennis player and Eric Cantor. Enos Cantor, you mean?
Yeah.
Probably autocorrect. Why would anyone want to shill for the CCP when they do shit like that?
Exactly.
Agreed. Will Robinson, hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving next week.
Thank
Since
you.
you're in Pennsylvania now, make sure you try some shoe fly pie for dessert. It's great. Actually, I think it's
Shoe fly pie is?
Great.
What is shoe fly pie?
It's like a molasses crumble.
Molasses crumble.
Do you like?
I don't like molasses. I like crumble.
Me too. Just
Molasses is not a good thing.
no.
Neither is marmalade.
Both of those things should be illegal. I think those are the worst foods in the West.
I don't know if I said this before, but when I was young, I used to watch that whatever bear, you know,
Yeah,
Paddington Bear, and he always has marmalade. And you know, I used to read those books, those old British like shitty books, and I was reading those, and I was like, I really want to try marmalade. And then when I actually tried it, I was like, this is
Turns out jam
awful.
shouldn't be made out of orange peels.
Exactly.
Go figure. And molasses. Turns out syrup shouldn't be made of horribly burnt sugar.
Yeah,
to the point where it's charred.
No, it's not very good. Anyway, but maybe the shoe fly pie is good. I'm gonna try it either way.
Shoe fly, don't bother me.
Yeah.
Some guy with a name. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jay Leo says a live Q&A with Peng Shuai won't do it. We saw a staged Q&A press conference with Otto Warmbier in Pyongyang. That's true. People's Palace of Culture. Remember, Otto Warmbier was that young man that stole the sign, the propaganda sign in North Korea, and they put him in jail, and then he was sent home brain dead and died.
Yeah.
Back to the U.S. So yeah, we saw fake stuff involved with that too.
Yes.
Tyler Donaghy says, hey, in your experience, do you think that parts of China would rather go autonomous if the option arose? Is China better off as one nation? I think Guangdong would probably try to separate.
Yeah, I mean, and also never mind Tibet and Inner Mongolia.
Yeah. Inner Mongolia for sure. If the Mongolians had to
Xinjiang.
say. Xinjiang for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, huge. It's held together by the CCP, but by force. It's not.
Yes.
It's not a situation where, like, I feel like the majority of Americans want to be part of a unified America, but have their own state laws.
Yeah.
In China, the ethnic minorities that have a majority or a huge population in said provinces absolutely don't want to be part of China.
That's right.
That's
yeah.
the difference. Frank Siu, much love from Hong Kong. From a longtime fan, my dad recently became a follower
Excellent.
too. That's awesome. Keep up the terrific work. Hope I don't get accused of colluding with foreign forces here. That's what we are. We're the foreign force that you're colluding with, but don't worry, we won't rat you out.
We're a force for good.
Yes. Here's a small token of thanks, Beer Man.
And thank you.
Very much,
Thank you
Frank.
very much for following us. And, you know, we always have the people of Hong Kong in our hearts who got
Yes.
close ties with Hong Kong, and it's just awful to see the way it's going and what's happened. But
Whatever.
we'll always be in your corner, no
One
matter
of my
what.
favorite places in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Hamodi says, hello from Oslo. One question. Do you think CCP consists of a group of power-thirsty psychopaths or just ideologues? I think that it's
Both.
power. It's power and money. It's
Yeah.
power and money. Rum Runner, bad joke time. Did you hear the supply chain issues are hurting manufacturers? Tong Zidane. Now the people of Dongyang are officially pissed off.
I didn't get that joke.
I'll have to think about it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your lovely joke.
Rum
We'll,
Runner, we usually love your jokes.
yeah, well, maybe we
Alphabet.
just didn't read
I
it
think
right.
we're too dumb today. Alphabet, do you know what would be the fastest way to lose social credit? If I could engage the integer underflow exploit to get the max social credit score. Donating organs apparently is great. Matt, shout out to my friend from China who openly speaks out against the CCP and helps other Chinese students' minds to what the CCP is doing.
Opens
That's cool.
their eyes.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great.
Opens their minds, sorry.
Huge shout out.
Crabman, my chia is cold. How do I warm it up? Eat some fried food,
Yes.
definitely.
Ruchi.
Rich, yeah.
Yep.
JB, hey guys, any update on China McGenocide?
Oh,
What's she
yeah.
doing?
Yeah, you know, he tried some other nonsense.
American McGee, by the way.
Yeah. American McGenocide. Yeah, he tried some other garbage with me on Twitter the other day, and it didn't work out for him very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember. It was kind of silly.
Did you get him to say he was going to go visit
Yeah,
Xinjiang?
he has made a deal with me, by the way, that he's going, because he's apparently going to a wedding in Xinjiang next year. So I told him, okay, I will give you coordinates of the concentration camps, and you go check them out. And he's agreed to do it. So it's a deal.
So American McGee is
Yeah,
going
American
to go.
McGenocide.
Sorry, American McGenocide.
Yeah.
The games developer, Alice.
Yeah.
He is going to use your coordinates.
Yes.
That we've gotten from some sources.
Because according to him, he's free to do whatever he wants in Xinjiang. He can do whatever,
and
anywhere.
he's going to go visit and film them.
Yes.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. So,
Also, another YouTuber, I believe, is going to do the same thing, right?
Yeah, another guy.
Interesting. We'll even
Yeah.
pay for his ticket.
Yes, we're going to pay for another little...
We will pay.
Yeah.
In America will pay someone to go get secret footage at a Chinese genocide camp in Xinjiang.
Yeah.
I think the government will love that.
We don't need to pay American
No,
McGenocide.
we're going to pay the other guy. We'll use foreign currency, U.S. currency, to
Yeah.
pay him in China to go do
That's correct. And
subversive journalism.
And he's
right?
agreed to it.
And
I've
he
got,
agreed to it.
I've
That's
got all the
great.
screenshots
That's
and everything.
fantastic.
So, yeah.
Well, I hope he does well.
Yeah.
Robert Lopez, thanks, guys.
Wow, thank you for your generosity.
That's
mate.
amazing.
Yeah.
A. Watson, 11/17/2021 on Blaze TV. What is Blaze TV?
I actually don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to promote other media that we haven't checked.
Okay.
Lockville, I think we can agree on that, right?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Lockville Zoo. I don't agree with the state's governor map. Please look into Georgia and California. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I knew this is going to come up.
Yeah.
You don't look at the map. Look at the report. This is put out by China. It's not about what you've been fed by whatever your governor or whatever the media said to you here. That's what China thinks based on their think tank.
Yeah.
That is not I knew this is going to happen.
Yeah, sure.
The American approach, It's not the American lens here, guys.
Yeah.
Juan Pablo, is F1 big in China? Oh, there's a new Chinese driver. Yeah, there's a big push for that right now because that driver.
It never was big.
No,
When
no.
I was there, I never even saw it once.
It's
or
definitely
was
gonna be
never
more
mentioned to me
popular now.
in 14 years that I lived there, 14 and a half years.
It'll be bigger now.
No,
though.
now that
Yeah.
there's an F1 driver, yeah.
And I hope he's good. Rum Runner, for all his faults, the Florida Governor DeSantis is one of the few politicians who comes out and calls the CCP evil. Oh, and Florida is shaped like a dildo.
That really is.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That really is.
I mean, the dildo lake was definitely more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, still haven't been to Florida yet.
Oh, I think we'll
Plans
go.
to check it
I think
out,
we
yeah.
actually have plans to go there.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Quoa Bell. Also interesting again that previous U.S. map, the red seems to mean positive instead of green.
Remember, in China, red means good.
Yes.
So that's why when you see the stock
Correct.
market, it's bizarre. You'll see like red numbers, and you as a foreigner or Westerner will think that's bad, but that means good because red is a lucky color. in
Right,
China.
and so states that are friendly to the CCP will be marked in red.
Yes.
Because that's a positive thing for China. It's a China think tank.
Yeah, it's so weird. And when the numbers are green in China for the stock market, it means that it's bad. Green is bad. So strange. Anyway.
Just Wave, thank you very much. Henry M, I forgot to say this last stream, and I'm saying it now. Drew Pavlo is a giga Chad.
Yeah.
Respect to the WTA and Shillbusters as well.
Absolutely.
We can put our name behind all those things.
Yeah.
Carla, good morning from Bangkok. Has the electricity situation been restored in China. Are blackouts still ongoing? There's still restrictions on factories.
Yes,
from what we've heard.
And there's still a problem with coal being too expensive, and
Yes.
people are really kind of suffering in the cold areas right now.
Yeah. Cave FX.
Thank you.
For next time I'll send you the joke by email.
Okay.
Okay. This is creeping me out.
Right.
Donald, CCP has murdered more people than any other country in history added together. That's correct.
Yes.
I pray one day that the Chinese people will experience freedom.
That's something people don't seem to realize, is the Chinese Communist Party has killed more of its own people than like all the wars combined. You know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like the Japanese didn't kill as many Chinese people as Chinese people killed Chinese people. The CCP killed
It's
Chinese
not to
people.
excuse what Japan did in
No, of course
China.
not. I'm just saying, like,
Right.
it's ridiculous that
It's
people
hypocrisy.
cannot understand that the government that's currently ruling China killed
Oh
more
my God.
people.
Can I rant a second?
Sure.
I saw such a bullshit article that actually was like top of Reddit World News, and it was getting spread around everywhere. And it said it was from SMCP,
Right.
South China Morning Post. And I wish I had included it here.
Yeah.
It was like in the landmark statement, China's regime, like current, like Xi Jinping regime, what did they say? Like calls out or demonizes or whatever the Great Leap Forward / the Cultural Revolution, and says something about Tiananmen Square. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So I go in there, nothing. It's literally just reiterating what Deng Xiaoping said. That whole like it was kind of right, kind of wrong thing.
Yes, yes.
It was like, yes, it was a great miscalculation. A lot of people died. Moving on, the Tiananmen Square massacre was justified. Because the headline makes it look like there's some revelation happened, and Xi Jinping's regime is like, wow, we've really made strides to admit our past and move forward.
No, you know why? Because they denied that. They actually denied it now. Now they're just going back to what Deng Xiaoping said, yeah.
In 1981.
Yeah.
It's not a landmark change at all
no.
whatsoever. If anything, it's bullshit fake news to pave the way to say Xi Jinping is so awesome, right? You know that. That's what it is. Ryan G says, can you give a shout out to FNM, Friday Night Magic the Gathering community? Well, shout out to FNM, the Friday Night Magic the Gathering community.
Why don't you guys gather and do some magic? You know what I'm saying?
You guys, Ryan, my mom wouldn't let me get Magic the Gathering cards when they came out because she said they were a gateway to Satan. So
That's
shout out to Mom.
It's a problem when you've got overly religious relatives. I remember when I was a little kid, I went to my cousin's house, and my cousins were born again Christians, like
the real
to
crazy
the max,
ones,
to the horrible max. You know,
Yeah.
can't write Xmas on a card or anything,
Right.
but you know they're horrible max. And so we used to like play. At the time it was like He-Man or whatever. So we pretend to be He-Man. So I go to his house, pretend to be He-Man. I went the next week, and I was like, let's play He-Man. I was like, no, we can't. He-Man's demonic. And then it was the same with Ninja Turtles. And it was the same with everything that was popular. It was just demonic.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, sorry, it's demonic.
I will say I never had it that bad. It was Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons and like Rob Zombie. Like anything that looked a little bit dark, that was bad. But like He-Man and Pokemon, all that stuff was fine.
Oh,
Ninja
weird.
Turtles, that's fine.
I thought, yeah.
Because I'm not born
even
again.
Smurfs was demonic.
No. See, that's the weird thing is my mom, we're Catholic, right? And Catholics don't usually follow that kind of stuff, right? That weird, like, jump on everything being demonic thing.
Yeah.
Even like Harry Potter, by and large, was totally fine. Like even things with witchcraft and stuff. So it was very different than born again Christians. But my mom tended to jump a little, dip a little bit into that born again Christian realm.
Yeah. There was a kid at my school got into trouble because he stole the badge off of one of the teacher's cars. She had an Alfa Romeo. You know, the badge?
Yeah.
And he like stole it off. But the reason he stole it off was because he was born again Christian. And he said it was, his parents told him it was demonic because it's
Alfa Romeo?
Because it's got a snake swallowing a cross or something. Look at the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know it. I just have to look at it.
Yeah. So I remember that was the most stupid thing ever.
It's not even, it's awesome. It's probably religious,
No,
to be honest.
look, it's a snake swallowing a person actually, isn't it? Oh yeah,
it's a sword.
Is it a sword?
It's definitely a sword.
Well, it looks like a person, but you see
It's a
it's got a
sword
cross. So it's like it's a snake swallowing Jesus on the cross or some crap like that. So you're stealing it.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, come on, like, yeah.
Oh no, it is gobbling up a man. It's a serpent. Okay, it's
So what is the reason?
It's influential. Sorry. By the way, guys, if you don't know, look up the Alfa Romeo logo.
Yeah.
It says, if you're ever taking a close look at Alfa Romeo's badge, it shows a giant snake devouring a man. It's not a tongue, it's not flames, nor a sword. See, it tricked me.
Yeah.
Many people have asked that exact question. They want to know what's behind the bizarre logo. So
what is it?
It is a red cross over white background, a medieval Christian symbol. So your friend was a R word.
No, I mean, so that's the thing. It's supposed to be a cross.
Righteous is what I meant. He's righteous.
Yeah.
Because during the Crusades, the Milanese soldiers associated with Giovanni of Rho donned a red cross and white undergarments beneath their armor.
What about the snake? Who cares about the cross?
The right half, patience. A giant serpent dragon is gobbling up a red man. And it is a symbol of the influential Visconti family of the 11th century Milan. The image is known as a biscione and has become a symbol of Milan, seen in many places around the city. The crown is supposedly when the Viscontis became dukes in the 15th century. So it refers to a local legend of a dragon which was tormented the land of the 5th century and in the 5th century was slaughtered by Uberto, squire of Angera.
Okay.
And then let's get down to
what's the point?
So the serpent is the house, and then the serpent is orally giving birth to a human being. How dare you, friend?
Coming out of a new man purified and
renewed.
Okay.
Your friend got it all wrong.
It's not my friend, okay? It was a guy who got in trouble because his parents had told him that this is demonic.
That's sad because not only is it Christian, it's rebirth in purity.
Well, I mean, the fact is the snake is supposed to be eating Jesus off the cross. Because there's that cross, so I think it like grabs Jesus off the cross and eats it.
Dude, you should look him up on Facebook. Explain the truth.
I can't remember this dude's name.
Okay,
I was
I'm
like
just saying.
10. No, I was like 6 or something.
Okay, if you ran into him again, you should be like, dude, I just want to tell you something. You're going to hell because you got it all wrong. He's stealing that. Is that breaking the commandment?
Mm-hmm. Well, he got in massive trouble in the school.
Yes, he should.
Almost got expelled and stuff.
Stealing a religious artifact like that.
Exactly.
How dare he?
We got a bit segued. Let's continue.
Wow. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Maria Y, if Lake Michigan is Lake Dildo, then Chicago is Ballsack.
Oh, you mean... Got it. Gotcha.
Shout out to Chicago.
Yeah.
And Michigan. I am dumb, but not that dumb says, you've been visited by Boss Ox of the Chinese Mafia. Much faith in local government contracts are yours, but only if you respond with thug on Boss Ox. That's scary. Return to Orc Monkey. You've been visited by Baby Ox of the Chinese Mafia. Much Australian milk powder and diapers are yours, but only if you respond with thug on Baby Ox. It's very... This is getting worrying.
I think is this not like some Magic the Gathering kind of a...
Could be.
Thing?
I wouldn't know because they're too demonic, Mom.
Yeah.
I know she's watching too. Mom, I'll never forgive you.
You should ask her. You should ask her about the Alpha Romeo.
Dude, my friend got a Rob Zombie CD.
Yeah.
At the same time, he was playing Magic the Gathering. He was like the bad influence. You know what's funny about the bad influence on me?
What?
He's like a PhD theologian in the Catholic Church now.
Well,
and he was allowed that demonic stuff.
Oh, okay.
Right. And look at me. I'm a Church of Satan worshiper. I'm just joking. What I wanted to say is I borrowed that CD.
Yeah.
The Rob Zombie CD, and I told her it was Halloween music, but she didn't buy it at all. She bought some
she
like
doesn't
little.
seem like a stupid woman
she's
to me.
Wicked smart.
She seems really smart. Yeah,
she's a teacher, right?
Yeah.
So she looked it up in like some Christian parenting magazine. This is where she got her like born again stuff.
Okay,
it's like some born again Christian magazine, and they would review popular music, and that was in there, and it was like 1 out of 10. Don't let your kids listen to this demon music.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds fantastic. I'd like to read one of those magazines one day.
Burn the child. Destroy the child.
Yeah.
Koa Bell says, also interesting, again on that previous map. Oh, sorry. I snapped.
You snapped, did you?
Yeah.
You figuring it out?
I am. Okay.
Oh, there.
Hollywood. Mitch McLean says, Hollywood caters to the Chinese market? Is that why there's so many Disney... woke dramas, superhero movies? Yeah, hardly any comedies at cinemas nowadays. Do the Chinese not like comedy? They wouldn't like Western comedy. For the most part.
It's completely different sense of humor. We actually did a video on that on ADVChina about China's sense of humor. It's completely different to the West.
Totally different. Ryan G says, do you find it difficult to avoid cynicism? No. How do you keep up with the levity given the serious issues you cover? Because life isn't that serious. People really get hung up on stuff. The stuff we cover, we find passion in that we think is important. That being said, it can't dictate your whole life.
Why avoid cynicism if it's something you want? I mean, like, I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. No, when it comes to cynicism, you know what? It's less about avoiding cynicism than it is avoiding depression. Okay?
Yeah.
Because look,
That's
life is a tough journey that we all have to face, and it's not easy for anyone.
And it's tough to do the right thing.
Absolutely. And so all you need to do, at least as far as I'm concerned, is to keep doing what you think is right. Do what allows you to sleep at night. Make sure that you follow the right path. And as far as I'm concerned, I cannot allow bad things to happen without speaking up about them, without trying to do something about it. And you know what? Try at least to enjoy life as well. You can't just focus on one thing all the time. That's why I mess around with cars and things like that, because that's my kind of escape from it all. You know?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good point. Saucily says, "Hi guys, appreciate your content. I have a question for Winston. How did your family end up in South Africa? In other words, whose fault was it?"
My grandfather was an engineer on an amphibious bomber that flew down to South Africa during World War II as part of the Royal Navy. Royal Air Force. What am I saying? Navy. You don't fly in the Navy. Royal Air Force.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? The Navy has.
Oh yeah, that's true. Here, yeah. I don't know about the UK, but anyway.
Sure.
Typical Brit, like, you know, little moustache, you know, what, Stone the Crows, all that kind of stuff. Very nice old guy. And he obviously got married then. So that's my mother's side, comes from England. My father's side had been in South Africa longer and is traced back to German roots and Dutch and German roots. So yeah,
gotcha.
Kind of that's how. So yeah, who knows?
So for some reason, the chat is going wild about talk of Rob Zombie and Porsche.
Okay.
So anyway, Pew Pew with Todd says, "Can Winston purchase pews in the States if he wants to?" We won't talk about that.
What's a pew?
Pew.
What?
Pew pew.
Oh, guns.
Yeah. We say pew pews on the internet.
Oh yeah. America is quite a difficult place to purchase and own a gun, especially if you're not a citizen. It's not as easy as people make.
It's easier than any country in the whole world.
It's true, but I'm saying as a non-citizen.
Except for like some places in the Middle East. Robus Space. Ross Wolf, any chance of another South African commercials video? People loved when you did that.
I might do that again.
What's your favorite mainland China commercials? They're bad.
They're terrible. I'm sorry to say, but there's just like not really that stick out in my mind.
Ross, we don't have time for all those sound bites. Sorry.
Yeah.
You should put all your sound bites together in a ultimate cringe rap. Hope you have
not a bad idea.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Ross. By the way,
Manos says, you think that there's people at CGTN who maybe intentionally leave the cursors in Winnie? Nah, I doubt it.
It's a mistake. They're sloppy.
Peter P says, first time catching you guys live. Much love from down under. Han W, great to see you. Another video, guys. Great video, guys. I'm considering picking up motorcycle as a hobby. Any advice for a newbie? My main concern is the safety aspect, and you should be concerned.
Yes.
Advice is don't be super rigid on the bike. So you like grab a fistful of brake. Make sure you're fluid with it, and take your time in like a parking lot. Get the feel for it first. Don't
My
just
advice
jump into
is
traffic.
do not get yourself a fast bike.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't get yourself something big to start.
Grow into something small.
Get something small that you can push to the limits and you can enjoy and learn how to properly ride on. Because when you get a big bike, and I'm talking these days, even a 600cc bike is big. They're fast and powerful, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Get something that's small, a 250.
Yeah, 250 is fine.
Something around there, okay? And maybe get something that's not a sport bike. Maybe get yourself a cruiser or a standard bike or something.
I would say a standard
standard
riding position, because you can go either way after that.
Yeah, exactly. Chill out, relax, learn how to ride, learn how to love it, learn how to push it to the limits, and then you can upgrade. But these guys who go out and buy like a GSX-R or buy some big bike as their first bike, it's stupid. You will never be able to push it to the limits, and you will end up killing yourself.
Yeah, well, potentially, yeah.
No, not potentially. You just will.
You will.
If a Gixxer is your first bike, how can you not injure yourself seriously?
True.
Just saying.
Return to Orc Monkey. I grew up in the middle of nowhere, PA. Shoofly pie is amazing. It and rhubarb pie were my favorites. Yeah, not a fan.
I gotta try it out. I'm open to all that.
How do your in-laws feel about anti-CCP content? I'm sure they love it. Dag Andreasen, love your show and subscribe to both of you. Greetings from Lofoten in North Norway. Wow, must be chilly up there, my buddy. Continue the great job. A. Watson says, everybody buy an ADV sweatshirt. It's Friday wear. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I forgot I was wearing this.
Yeah, nice.
Paul Craig, what's the best way to support you guys? Patron, hands down. We get 95% of the profit.
Is it that much?
Yeah. Whereas like YouTube Super Chats, we get like 70. But
best way to support us, mate, is to watch our videos and just be you.
I think he meant to donate, but yeah, for sure. Be yourself. We'll definitely feel that.
No, but seriously, it's like it's people like you who join us here and talk to us. That's the most important thing you can do. It's to be a part of this. Thank you.
Y'all missed my first super chat, but it's not about the money and not the message. Here's another 5.
Oh,
no, I read your Doc Slothington. I'm sorry. TMD Waterfalls, Matt. Here's some beer money. Thank you very much. Rum Runner. Bad joke again. The people of Dongyang can't make tongzidan because of supply chain issues, and now they're actually pissed off. You had to put the Chinese in there.
Yeah, that's
else I
what
wouldn't
it's
be able to
talking about.
understand. It's funny if you put it in English letters, I don't understand the
Yeah.
joke, but when you write it in Chinese, I totally understand it. So tongzidan is the pea eggs. They get little boys to piss in buckets at school, and then they boil eggs in it.
You may not think this is true, but it's actually true because it's all about a virgin being cooked in a virgin's urine. And so they actually make, you can look it up.
It's only in Dongyang.
They make little boys like piss in the eggs, basically, you know, they boil it.
Put buckets in the school, and little boys piss in the school, wide open, right out in the open. They take and they ladle the pee into a big, huge cauldron, and they put eggs in there, and they cook it on the side of the road, and people eat little boy boiled piss eggs.
Yes.
It's only in Dongyang.
It's only little boys, not little girls.
No.
Yeah.
Only in Dongyang, which is a city in Henan province.
Yeah. It's absolutely foul, okay?
I mean, that is the grossest thing I've ever actually heard.
I mean, no, we ate cow shit hot pot and stuff.
Yeah, but that's, to me, I'd rather eat cow shit hot pot than little boy piss eggs.
Yeah, I also think it's kind of gross.
Like, cow shit hot pot was made of, like, it's kind of misleading because it's not the shit. It's it's like the stomach juices.
It's the contents of the intestine, which is basically shit.
Yeah, but it's mostly grass.
Yeah, but it smells and tastes like shit.
Yeah, but not like shit from a human.
No, from a cow.
Yeah, it smells like cow shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it tasted like it too.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that bad.
No, it's terrible. What are you talking about?
It wasn't that bad.
I mean, eating it, but the
eating,
whole process
that's what I mean. The process was horrendous.
Yeah.
Remember how cold it was when we squeezed it out? Anyway, little boy piss eggs, probably the worst Chinese food out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Viol says, here's $5 to feed the squirrel that lives on Sea Milk's head. Thank you very much. He's very hungry. I always forget about him.
Yeah, exactly. There you are.
Nigel Baldwin says, I want to set up a website called CCP Reparations for the damage the CCP virus has on the cause of the world. Do you think it's a good idea? Much love from Australia, for sure.
Absolutely.
Brian Watson, you can use this to go buy a starter pack of the latest expansion set. Have a great weekend. Don't tell my mom,
you.
Brian.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Return to Orc Monkey. Just a reminder that not all of us born-again Christians are crazy. We know that.
Of course.
Some of us even love Magic the Gathering and D&D and Alfa Romeos. Of course.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's still
I'm Catholic. I'm Christian. I wouldn't say I'm one of the more extreme ones, but I think it's fine by and large.
I had the most annoying born-again cousins, and it was another cousin family.
Yeah.
That it was like they were kind of a little weird. They would never give, but they would always take, if that makes sense.
Weird.
So, like, for instance, I remember they were struggling and they couldn't pay school fees for the kids or whatever, so my folks helped out, and they said, oh, I knew the Lord would provide, that kind of thing. They didn't say thanks. It's kind of like, well, screw you. You know what I mean? There's a bit like, I've got a thing against like ultra born again Christians.
Sure. No, I get
I mean,
that.
obviously, I don't have a thing against Christians at all.
No way.
Being Christian myself, loosely. I'm not a very religious person, but I do think it's a good religion. I think most religions are, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Nuke
Saran says, please keep up the good work and stay strong. You guys are heroes by shedding light on the chaos of China's attempt at hegemony. Maybe one day real change can happen if there's enough awareness. Thank you and God bless. Thank you.
Thanks.
People are still talking about the little boy piss eggs. I don't think you realize it's real.
It is real.
But I want people to understand it. It happens in one small city in the whole country. If you told people about little boy piss eggs up in Harbin or something, they'd be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, pee done.
You like getting peed on?
Yeah, exactly.
Chinese ox. John T just tried to kiss me. I don't know what to do.
Great.
Chinese ox, you know what to do. Buy him a meal.
Yes.
And send him on his way.
Exactly.
Don't give him the wrong idea. Brandon Diaz. Inacio, F. Marquez, Eye of Darkness. Alfa Romeo logo. Each half represents a traditional symbol of Milan. The cross of the municipality on the left and the Visconti serpent on the right. Did you not listen to my huge read?
Oh, well, that was probably while you were doing it. And that makes sense because, South Africa is kind of disconnected from the rest of the world. It's very far. It's right there on the bottom of Africa.
Sure. Why would they know about Italy, right?
I mean, exactly. Yeah. What do you see? You got some weird born-again Christian kid who sees like a cross and, his parents anyway, and like a snake eating a man, and probably put two and two together. There was a man on that cross. Must have been Jesus.
That's like, wow. Turns out it's religious. Turns out it's actually Christian.
Yep.
Turns out it's a Christian brand.
Yeah.
Fidel Falk says, China gives me anxiety and rage. I'd say, calm down. Chill out. You don't need to
change
have
that to
either of those things.
CCP gives me anxiety.
And
rage.
also just don't have anxiety and rage about it. Learn to figure it out. Vote for politicians that don't support the CCP. Write your congressman, as you always say. SSDD442.
Vote with your wallet, Don't buy
Correct.
in China.
Yeah. A few years ago, China disappeared the head of Interpol and barely anything about it. I do remember that.
Yeah.
China disappears a tennis star, international news. Yeah, the Interpol thing was huge, and that creeped me the hell out.
They also disappeared that CGTN reporter. Remember the Australian one?
Yeah.
Yeah. They disappear people all the time. And I guess it takes a well-known athlete disappearing to really kind of pique people's interest. But, it's not correct to endorse a society and a government that just disappears people.
No.
That means there are really no rights. You can't just do that.
Right. Don't mind me, I'm laying flat.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why that's a meme in our chat right now.
Right.
Red Chill 73. Hey, C-Milk, how do you deal with religion in your relationship? Easy. I raise my daughters Catholic. We go to church. My wife is not, and that's fine. She's atheist. I'm Chinese and dating a Muslim girl. I have to convert to marry her, but I can't try it. See, that's the thing, is my family doesn't have any interest in converting my wife.
Yeah, that's
understand.
kind of where I draw the line with religion
There
myself.
should be no
is
forced
that
conversion.
I think when people try to force a religion on you, that's when I get annoyed. That's why those born-again Christians annoy the crap out of me, is because they're always trying to preach to you.
Yeah.
I think, and that's something I appreciate about most religions like Buddhism and so on and all these others, is they don't go around trying to convert you.
No.
But, it's the guys knocking on your door.
And if you
really annoy me.
if you really don't want to convert, I mean, if it really bothers you, the idea of converting,
don't do it, man.
Then don't do it. If you want to appease people and you're okay with it, that's fine.
The biggest mistake people make when it comes to relationships is they think they can change a person.
Yeah.
So if you've got a seriously religious Muslim girlfriend or whatever, don't expect that to change.
No.
And don't think that you can
conversion
change.
I have big problems with conversion in general.
I mean, just people are who they are. So you should be able to marry her and accept her for who she is, and she should marry you and accept you for who you are. And I know it's very difficult when you've got that kind of extended family drama. I know it's very difficult and almost impossible sometimes. That's why you should elope.
You should
do it. Run away. Take her, go somewhere else.
Sure.
Escape from the family. Go get married in Vegas or something. Just get away from them. Live in the mountains.
I do believe you should convert the like button from non-highlighted to highlighted, though.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Cody Douglas, Zhou Guanyu will be driving for Alpha in F1 next year. Oh, how ironic.
Yeah, exactly.
He's mediocre and brings $30 million and is pushed out by a more talented rival, but paid drivers are common. That's a shame. I know a lot of good drivers in China. They probably, China, and it's just some four-hour die rich kid will probably get the job in F1,
Sure.
T Adventures, good day. Started watching your show 2 months ago. I'm glad I court use live. Keep up the good work.
Oh, court use live. I caught you.
Oh, caught you live.
It's kind of like when people say you're and your and they mix it up.
Yeah.
Instead of court, he put court as in like Judge
I'm
Judy.
going to take you to court. I was immediately thinking, are we getting sued by this guy? Mimi, as a motorcycle rider, my advice is to assume that every other road user is an idiot.
Yes.
And will pull out in front of you or brake suddenly. Correct. Triple that up for China. I'm sorry about that. Adam says, I, serpent, giving birth to a man is the opposite of purity.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's quite pure.
I don't know. That's smacks of bestiality. You know what I mean? It's a bit strange.
Fair enough. Jordan Thomas, have you heard about the many explosions in China? We have.
Yes.
Happens all the time. Argo Blaze, are you familiar with the AliExpress fake graphics card scams? I heard an inkling of that.
No, but I know that a lot of Bitcoin mining cards are kind of repurposed and sold, which is, they're destroyed by the time they're sold. You can't.
Yeah. Ellie Munoz says, ADV podcast on Black Friday. Yes, sir. If not, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? We'll give thanks and eat a turkey. But we will. And we'll have
shoestring pie or whatever. Shoe fly pie. I'm going to try it.
You don't want that.
I want to try it.
Okay, well,
sounds
we'll get
awesome.
one.
We got to have shoe fly pie.
Mark Vogel, wait, China has eggs, but they don't have birds. That's a good point. Well, we don't really, in China, they don't consider chickens birds.
No, exactly.
There's actually a subset of animals called ji, which is chicken. So you have tianji, which is a frog.
Around.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, sorry. You have tianji, which is a frog.
Yeah, tianji.
An edible frog.
Field chicken.
You have huoji, which is a turkey.
Yeah.
You have yeji, which is a pheasant. Those are not considered birds. If you ask a Chinese person, is a chicken a bird? They'll say, no, that's a ji.
Yeah.
Right?
Because niao is bird, not
Correct.
G.
Puenko jammy. Oh, by the way, an alligator is a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it
disgusting fish?
Is it gay to simp for a wang if it's deer wang? Well, that would make it very straight.
Yeah.
Also, do you accept gifts at P.O. Box? We might.
Yeah, we have said something. We have to be so careful about that.
Yeah,
we don't need ads.
Just try to reach out just privately. Winston, I know you don't like hoodies. He wears hoodies all the time.
Yeah, I do. I do. I do like hoodies.
Yeah. You might like this one, so he's going to send you a hoodie.
Oh, that's cool.
Hopefully it doesn't have anything to do with deer wang. Romulus Saladar. TMD, China is great. It's the CCP that is crud. Waterfalls, Matt and Winston. Thank you.
Okay.
Real Human says, I too am a real human.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciate everything you do, guys. Licky Pocket. Winston, I only have one request for this $5. Don't cut yourself off this one time. That would be great.
Okay. I will try
Love
my
from
best.
a 5-year plus fan.
Thank you so much.
EJB1, I'm a born-again Christian. I've been watching you guys for a while and love your content. One of the biggest reasons I like the Bible is because what's the difference between right and wrong without the Bible? Is that a joke? I'm waiting for the punchline. What's the difference between right and wrong without the Bible?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a great moral standard.
Oh, I'm not trying to ridicule. I always thought there was maybe like a punchline there.
Probably not.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of people
there's a lot of
need that
morality.
moral
For
guidance.
sure,
Yeah.
absolutely
Some
agree.
people don't need religion for morals, but I think it's great. I think religion's a fantastic thing in some circumstances. Yeah.
Return to Orc Monkey says, oh, if you got a podcast on Black Friday, it'll be time to get my parents to watch y'all with me. Nice.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
we'd love to have maybe a lighthearted celebration.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
We'll do some meme reviews, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll make it a fun one for Black Friday. We'll try to stay away from too many serious things.
Yes. Elixir says, thank you both. I've learned so much about China that I've never seen anywhere else from your great videos. Thank you very much. And that's it, guys.
Wow, it's been a good one. Listen, thank you so much. Again, we're sending out all our best wishes for Peng Shuai. Hopefully,
yeah, for sure.
Hopefully they release her.
Pass the news around so more awareness can be had.
Yeah, we need to keep an eye on this. Okay, we need to make sure that she's okay, and anyone who gets disappeared by China needs to, the same amount of attention.
Agreed.
To be honest.
Agreed.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, guys. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'm gonna go sink a bunch of silver bullets and think of you all. Which, means drink a bunch of Coors Light.
And think about everyone.
Yeah.
Just going to sit there and think.
Yeah. No, I will. I'll sit in my Trans Am and just in the driver's seat like a loser drinking
It's
beer.
a bit cold.
Listening to the radio. No, it's in the garage.
Oh, true.
So I'm going to sit in my own garage in my car.
It's pretty cold in the garage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sit in my car.
I'll watch you from the house and I'll see how long you spend out there.
We'll see.
How about we watch a movie or something?
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm
Okay.
going to drink a bunch of beer anyway in my car. And I'll think of all you guys and absolutely appreciate every single one of you. Really, thank you very much for being a part of this very important discussion that we have.
Yes, guys. Thank you.
Don't forget to check out that Shillbusters video, by the way, that's in there.
Yeah,
Please,
and
just to go give it a like.
Also, our videos in the description are very important.
They are. They're incredibly important because we now have rock-solid proof that the Chinese government is paying these shills money. Okay? We knew it all along, but now we have some solid proof.
You're right.
Anyway, can't wait to see you next time, guys. And I won't cut myself off this time. I'm going to start my countdown. 5, 4,